through that. Busy with church stuff. We had
AD Plus for energy and recovery, methylene blue for focus and brain health, and tools for sleep as well. Orders shipped to your door in 2 to 4 days, overnight shipping available, doctor's prescription included in the service. Don't wait till supplies run low. Visit allfamilypharmacy.com/Lars. And then use the code LARS10, that's LARS10, for 10% off. Be proactive, not reactive. All Family Pharmacy makes it simple, fast, and reliable. Allfamilypharmacy.com/Lars.
Anybody wants to come. We had pizza for the football guys and tried to get them to stay around.
The Lars Larson Show.
Underneath behind the scoreboard, we were down there.
Count on the information stations of the Virginia Talk Radio Network to keep you informed and engaged in the car, online, on your phone, or smart speaker. We've got you covered.
You people that gave a testimony that Pastor Brad did the little sermon.
Presented by GrossLaw.com.
Is he pretty good? I know he's good, but is he customized?
He's really good at giving the gospel.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome back to the Game Show. I'm your host, Todd Tracy tonight. Our Jefferson Cavaliers are back on the field tonight as they host the Amherst Lancers, and the kickoff starts in 30 minutes from now. Both teams are coming off a bye week as Jefferson Forest had a tough loss 2 weeks ago against LCA 22-19. It was a tough game. It was a game that was theirs. And they know it was a lot of opportunities that should have been made on that field, but they just came out short. But they know that they learn from the mistakes. It's a not new season, but it's the second half of the season now. It's time to start getting more serious and get more locked in. And as the Amherst County Lancers, who are going to be at Sabre Stadium tonight against our Jefferson Forest Cavaliers, they're coming off a big victory 2 weeks ago as they came out with overtime win against the Brookville Beast, upsetting them in overtime 24-21. And that game was a close game. Coach told me, he said it was all three faces of the team played great. Offense, defense, and special teams, but my defense came out big, as he quoted. They got interception, still the ice game, and that's how games all win. Or make the big play when it matters. That's when you succeed. So it's going to be a good one tonight, and both teams come up fresh off the bye. They're looking to get back. They look at one team is looking to their goal right now is to go to 5-0 for the last five games of the season, while another team will have to deal with a loss. But as of right now, both teams are ready to go. They locked in. It's going to be a great game tonight at Sabre Stadium. So first, I got a chance to interview the coaches. They talk about the games for tonight and during the bye.
It's amazing how kids can look drastically different.
So you go listen to that. Right now, but first we'll get to the commercial break. So you're listening to the Central Virginia Flooring pregame show.
Warm weather means traveling. Hi, I'm Randy Trost from Trost Law with a couple of safety reminders. Always wear your seatbelt. Don't drive distracted. Remember, it's better to safely arrive a little later than be in an auto accident. Those things can make a big difference between a fun family trip.
They're not very good in general.
At Trost Law, I hope you never need our service, but if you do, we're here to help you at 777 or trostlaw.com.
They may not be great.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right consult who truly listens to what you want and need from your home or business. Dedication, doing the job right, and the community spirit.
There's a lot more at work.
Visit centralvaflooring.com and come by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. You want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity. Impact Church is a place for you. Here is more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's Word unashamedly, because we believe and know that God changes lives through His Word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows
you realize there's a chance, man, we might see that.
Like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3331. When a leak is threatening your home or business, Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3331. Proudly supporting JF coaches and all activities.
I don't know.
And challenges more than ever. That's why the Forest Youth Association's mission is providing a safe arena where growing children can learn the rules and values that come with FYA sports like wiffle ball, t-ball, like football, basketball, and cheer, fostering play and sportsmanship while skills and character that last beyond playing the game. Visit Forest Youth Forest to play sport or share your time and resources.
How easy it is to get life insurance. But what they don't say is you may not be getting the very best rate. If you've been needing to buy life insurance, why not buy it from your JF sponsor, Andy Matthews, located right here in Lynchburg? You'll get the truth about buying life insurance, and you will have an agent who can discuss options that are right for your family. Contact Andy Matthews, a licensed Erie Family Life agent. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
True Health isn't about judgment, it's empowerment. At Crossroads Family Dentistry, we partner with you to help you understand your options and make the best decisions for your health. A supportive, non-judgmental environment. Are you ready to take control of your total body wellness? Visit us at Crossroads Family Dentistry VA.
Bedford County Public Schools are committed to providing good sports
for my job.
We request your cooperation by supporting participation of officials in a positive manner.
Presented by
Negative comments or other abusive actions of officials.
Welcome to the Central Virginia Floor pregame show. I'm your host, Todd Tracy. As I repeated, I'm your host, Todd Tracy, for tonight. Now, first we have Amherst County Lancers head coach, Coach Moore, and he get his thoughts and take about tonight's game and what he will expect tonight against the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers. This is the Central Floor. This is the Central Virginia Floor pregame show.
For tonight's matchup of your Amherst County Lancers and your Jefferson Forest Cavaliers.
Doing well. Y'all back at action tonight.
It is Thursday night here at Stadium Stadium, and also headlining a rec night.
But before we talk about the game, 2 weeks ago y'all pulled out a hard-fought overtime win against the Booker Bees, 24-21. Talk about the game and how impressed you were with your players' performance.
Yeah, I thought the Brookville game, really all three phases stepped up when they needed to. Offense came through with a big drive to tie it up there.
Remind everyone, spectators are prohibited from bringing outside food and drink into the stadium.
And I was really encouraging to see the guys come together.
Coming off the big win and then having a bye week, how much did that time help you and your players to recover, refocus, and build momentum heading into tonight's game against the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers, but more into the second half of the season?
Yeah, I mean, this year is the first year that I've been here that we've had a bye week during the season. We've always had that week 0 bye and then do 10 straight. And so it's been nice to kind of take a deep breath. Obviously, it feels a lot better after a win. You got a little bit better taste in your mouth for a few days after that. And so it's been nice to refocus our guys on the fundamentals of football and just preparing for a great JF team as well. So
after a tough first half of the season at 2-3, how much we appreciate is about turning it up another level in the second half of the season, knowing this is when the season gets more difficult.
Yeah, well, we actually scheduled it early to play Fernando last year in game one. Always a tough opponent that we've played every year. I thought it was beneficial for us to expose these guys to the top teams in the region. So, obviously, we got class coming up down the schedule that are also in our region. So I think giving them the most exposure to where we want to be as a program, I think is beneficial to us. So even though we got a little bit rough start, I think that better prepares you for what's coming down the road. All of those things for playoff.
Any challenge that the team focused on tonight against the Forest Cavaliers, and which position group do you feel like you have to step up to handle the challenges?
Well, I think, we playing a good team like all three phases have to step up. I don't think there's a single position that we got to do a good job limiting the offense. We do a lot of be able to limit that in order to make them grind it out a little bit more and, kind of not necessarily slow the game down, but slow the pace in which we score down. To have a shot at the end. And so, and then on offense, we got to be able to create space. They do a good job. They got really good edges, great linebackers, and the secondary is really good too. So, just doing a better job of creating space and getting our athletes in space. And I look at it as a coach, anytime I can get my athlete in space one-on-one, I've done my job. And so I want to make sure that I put the right guys in the right places to go make those plays when they're one-on-one with JF. And I want to do that over and over and over again. So I think we've got to be able to do that. Big returns or not giving up a pump block or anything silly like that. And ultimately, and I think this is the number one stat in football, but turnover margin. And so you look at the rough start, 2-3 through the first half of the season. We've had 10 lost fumbles where we didn't have 10 all last season. So we only had 7, I think, lost through 10 games last year. So just taking care of the football, playing smart, and just trying to decrease space on one side and increase it on the other.
What areas of the game are you emphasizing most to make sure your team is ready for tonight and especially more of the second half of the season?
Well, in regards to what areas, taking care of the football is number one. That's something that we've got to continually improve on. You look at the 2 wins, we won the turnover margin battle in those 2 victories. We've lost it in all 3 losses. So we've got to do a good job of making sure that we hit our shots when we can and taking care of the football and trying to take it away a little bit more too. So we want to be physical. We want to have great effort around the ball. I think
here in football, you guys can make your entrance to the field. We'll start announcing your groups.
Get a ball on the ground. Let's make sure we're in position to get it.
Last question before I let you go, Coach. What is the message for your team for tonight, especially for your seniors, their last 5 games of the season of their football careers?
Well, last year was a really, tough game. So it kind of cost us a shot in the playoffs, and we lost, kind of in the last 3 minutes of that game. And so, for us, we got unfinished business over there. And so we get to go back to Sabre Stadium to play JF. So we have some unfinished business, and that's kind of been my message to them to, hey, let this group finish, what we should have finished last year and put ourselves in a good position for playoffs to here down the stretch. And we're going to treat it just like a playoff game. So I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great contest between, 2 really good football teams, and it's going to be a great challenge for us, and I'm excited for it.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here is more now.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's give a warm welcome and introduction for our FYAA cheer missionaries, Melinda Packer and
to join us
Anthony
each Monday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson.
As a privately owned nonprofit organization, the Forest Youth Athletic Association thrives off volunteers. Volunteering with the FYAA ensures children throughout the Forest community have a local place to participate in sports like wiffle ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer. FYAA depends on volunteers and needs your support. Volunteering your time, money, resources, or a combination of your gifts. Visit forestyouth.org to learn more about on how you can support FYAA.
You heard how easy it is to get life insurance on the radio and internet. What they don't say is you may not be getting the very best rate. If you've been needing to buy life insurance, why not buy it from your AF sponsor, Matthew, located right here in Lynchburg? You'll get the truth about buying life insurance, and you will have an agent who can discuss options that are right for your family. Contact Andy Matthews, a licensed free family life agent. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to for life insurance.
Central VA Flooring is the proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right consult who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right, and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit. True health isn't about judgment, it's about empowerment. At Crossroads Family Dentistry, we partner with you to help you understand your options and make the best decisions for your health. In a supportive, non-judgmental environment, are you ready to take control of your total body wellness? Visit us on 1 in Forest or at CrossroadsFamilyDentistryVA.com and call us today to schedule your appointment. Because when you feel good about your smile, you feel good about your health.
Leaks on the offensive line and defensive secondary, special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating, 525-3313. Proudly supporting athletes, coaches, and all activity participants.
When it comes to legal matters, there is no substitute experience. Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law. We gain knowledge from serving Virginia since 1982. We handle auto accidents and personal injury cases ranging from simple fender benders to complex tractor-trailer cases. And we're ready to put our experience to work for you. We hope you never need our services, but if you do, just give us a call.
This is Jefferson,
Assisted by Jorge Gonzalez,
presented by
Sam Greer, Jeremy Moore.
Welcome back to the Central Virginia Flooring pregame show. Now, next we have our Jefferson Forest Cavaliers head coach, Coach J.T. Cruz, as he get his thoughts and intakes about tonight's game against Amherst County Lansing right now.
Todd Tracy with the Central Virginia Flooring pregame show. I'm staying here with Jefferson Forest Cavaliers head coach, Coach J.T. Cruz. How you doing?
Doing good. Glad to be here.
2 weeks ago, y'all had
Let's make some noise for your
Can you break down what happened again and what did your players took away from it?
It's a very, very good LCA opponent. Made some mistakes that I feel are uncharacteristic all the time. You know, if we make those types of mistakes, it's going to be hard for us to come out there with a win, particularly when you're talking about a really, really good football team. LCA is. You know, we gave up an opening kickoff return for a touchdown. So, you know, we preach all the time we cannot have catastrophic errors on special teams, and that's a catastrophic error, right? That's a first play of the game touchdown.
All right, Sabre Stadium, make some noise for our FYAA football and cheer program.
Not even getting out of your lane, just breaking down and being ready to make a play, and then turning the ball over on
All of you right here on Friday night at Sabre Stadium in the near future.
And ultimately, I don't think it was any effort issue. I don't think it was any focus issue or anything like that. Honestly, I think a lot of it was guys, some of whom are you know, this is their first year on varsity, first time playing in a game like that with that level of intensity. And they want to go out there and make a play so bad that they start to press a little bit versus just going out there and doing their job. And so, good experience for us, and that we were able to play in a big game early in the season. So when we get into these bigger games late in the season, we can point to this one and say, hey, you know, we've been there before. We understand what that feeling is going to be like, that intensity that comes when you play in a big game, and understand you can't go out there and try and be a Superman, right? You can't be a superhero and try and make every play. You can't run down on the opening kickoff and just try and, you know, want to hit that guy as hard as you can. And in doing that, you don't break down and put yourself in a position to make the tackle, right? You don't do your job because you want so bad to go down there and make a big play. And so it's understanding, hey, we got to settle in and we got to play our style of football. So I think honestly that was probably the biggest lesson.
I know you pretty much accused of execution on certain possessions in the game. I guess especially a good team like LCA. Do you feel like that's been important to you guys? Like you've been separating, like, hey, if you want to be a good team, we gotta execute on possessions like this. When a team like LCA give us an opportunity, we gotta execute right there now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's every possession. Right? That again, it just comes down to those little things of
Actually, I think
not turn the ball over in any situation when we're on offense. Finish every offensive possession with a kick, and sometimes it's okay if it's not there to throw the ball away on offense and fight another down. Defensively, it's things like being aligned correctly every single snap against a team like LCA, who's going to give you a lot of diverse formations and stretch you and challenge you in that way. Even if you're aligned correctly 9 out of 10 times, right? They're going to find that one situation where maybe you're a half yard too wide or a half yard too tight, whatever it may be. And again, good teams can find a way to take advantage of that. So to understand at the end of the day, it's the same thing we preach all the time, right? It's got nothing to do with the other team and everything to do with us, right? It's
Exactly.
going out.
I made that comment.
Right? We don't have to execute any harder or any better than we have. We just got to play our style of football.
After the bye week, y'all back on the field tonight against Amherst County Lansing, a team that's coming off a big victory against Brookville, beating them in overtime. What's your take on Amherst County, and what do you expect from Amherst?
Yeah, I mean they're an explosive football team, and like you said, they're coming off a big win going into their bye week, whereas we went on into our bye week with a bad taste in our mouth. So I expect them to continue that momentum and continue to improve as a football team. That's what you see. Right? Watch these guys, 3, 4, 5 weeks ago on film. That's a different team.
Gentlemen, 65 tonight's playing. Please welcome to the field.
Dangerous team. They got athletes all over the field. Offensively and defensively. Again, they're going to do some things formationally and with option principles on offense and defense. They're going to stem and move and stunt and do a lot of different things to try and put you in a bad position, whether you're on offense going up against that defense or whether you're on defense going up against that offense to try and get you off your game. And again, it doesn't change from what we just talked about, right? It's about us. We just got to go out. We got to do our job, understand what our job is, and execute.
As y'all enter the second half of the season, it's a chance to like a little reset button, not a full reset, but a little reset button. The last 5 games of the season gets tougher starting tonight, and I know it's y'all goals to finish 5-0.
Yeah, absolutely. That was kind of what we preached going into the bye week, right? Sometimes you get into that bye and it's hey, we got an extra. I'm taking any. That's a team that you we're going to focus on ourselves as a football team. And that's what we did. I feel like that's what we accomplished over the bye week, knowing that, hey, when we get into the second half of the season, it's all Seminole District. And man, when it's all Seminole District, it's going to be tough. So like you said, it's a tough second half of the season here, and we got to be ready to show up and play every single Friday.
One last question before I let you go, Coach. How are your seniors and your team leaders stepping up during this point in the season now? These last stretch of the season, they only got 5 games left in their career. What is it to keep them motivated and focused during the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, it's those guys coming out and harping on the little things in practice every single day. We make a big emphasis on our guys of when we are between the white lines, we are not walking on this field. Whatever we're doing, whether that's, hey, we just finished the drill and we're going to get water, or we're going to hustle off the field to go get water. Whether we just finished this drill and we're moving on to a different drill in a different area of the field, we're going to hustle from one drill to the next drill. Whether we're transitioning between individual drill into a team session, we are going to hustle from one spot to another. And it's those seniors that are holding all the other guys on our team accountable to that standard that we're setting. It is a urgent practice. We are taking advantage of every rep, every minute that we have on this practice field. And that's what those guys do a really good job of, is understanding the standard that we set and then holding everybody in the program.
Exactly, a friendly state. You played
I appreciate it. Thank you.
San Francisco for a year now.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Impact. If you want to find out how to be a winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here's more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Fort. And I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location.
The officials for tonight's game from the Colonial Officials Association are Greg Howard, Roderick Farmer,
know that God changes lives through His Word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right console who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit. Young adults face unique stresses and challenges more than ever. That's why the Forest Youth Athletic Association's vision is
sponsored by Walter Bill Lookhart.
skills and values that
Mr.
come
Lookhart is a realtor with the Walter Extension Park.
the ball, t-ball,
Coming from
baseball,
the Blue to Yankee.
flag football, basketball,
Marching Band, thank
foster a
you.
culture of fair play and sportsmanship while developing skills and character that last beyond playing the game. Visit forestyouth.org to
And
register.
remind everybody, tonight's concession stand is wide open, and special thanks to our vendors of the front.
The offensive line and the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage, create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants. You've heard how easy it is to get life insurance on the radio and internet. But what they don't say is you may not be getting the very best rate. If you've been why not buy they have sponsor Andy Matthews in right here in Lynchburg. You get to think about buying life insurance, and you will have options that are right for your family. Contact Andy Matthews, a licensed Erie Family Life agent. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
What if you knew that true health and wellness starts in your mouth? At Crossroads Family Dentistry in Forest, we believe your oral health is a window into your overall body health. Now, that's why we take a pro-diagnostic approach. We don't tell you what you need, we show you using simple language and digital imaging. For a collaborative approach to your oral health, come see us. Crossroads Family Dentistry on 221 in Forest.
When it comes to legal matters, there is no.
Captains for tonight's matchup.
Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law.
Number
We've been
58,
knowledge
Kenzie.
for decades. Since 1982, we've handled auto accidents
Number
and personal
88,
injuries ranging from fender benders to complex tractor-trailer cases. And we're ready to put our experience to work for you. We hope you never need our services, but if you do, just give us a call at 777-HURT or visit us at trostlaw.com.
You're listening to Jefferson Forest Cavalier football on Virginia's talk station, WIQO Forest, 100.9 FM.
I know they're not good this year.
Well, supposedly.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Comes from.
All right, now that's all for your Central Virginia Florida pregame show. Now we go ahead to Sabre Stadium as we got Ed Lane and Coach Rick Kennedy giving more JF football. And after a good bye week, they're back in the booth giving more JF football. This is the Central Virginia Florida pregame show. Here's Ed Lane and Coach Rick Kennedy.
Are we close?
Your Amherst County captain for tonight, number 3, Gary Liggins.
Your mouth. At Crossroads
Number
Family
9,
Dentistry in
Jackson
Forest,
Dodd.
your oral health
Number
is a window
35,
into your
Paul
overall
Cox.
body health. Your mouth isn't a separate entry. It's a critical part of
Are you going with it? You're going with the headsets?
Co-diagnostic
Haven't you been doing the mic, or you been doing that?
all
yeah.
year, but usually
We
I'll
show
flip it
you
off, which I
using
will
simple
do, 'cause
language
I like to
and
have
visual imaging.
one ear
For
out
lab
here
and
if
for
I
pros
can.
to your oral health, come see us. Crossroads Family Dentistry on 221 in Forest.
In most things, it's hard to go from ordinary to extraordinary. It's easy with your home or business. Call the Concrete Wizard and transform your place into an extraordinary space. If you're tired of looking at unsightly concrete, then bring light to your old surfaces. Call the Concrete Wizard for free design consultations, free estimates, and fast professional concrete resurfacing. And visit theconcretewizard.com for ideas from other before and after photos.
And good evening from Sabre Stadium here. Coach Rick Kennedy is with me at Lane. After almost everyone, including Amherst and JF, had their bye weeks last week, it's back at it for the stretch run of Seminole District's play. It's also FYAA, Forest Youth Athletic Association night here at Sabre Stadium, where the younger football players and cheerleaders were honored, getting us ready for the varsity this evening as the JF Cavaliers get ready to battle the Amherst County Lancers. As the Cavaliers get ready to be introduced, it's time for the Coach Ray Kennedy and our keys to the game presented by Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Bedford. For the keys to your new ride, swing by Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Bedford and let them consult with you on a car they might have at that location or at others for the car you want. Coach, your keys to the game.
Well, thank you very much, Ed. Looking forward to tonight. I know the Cavaliers, they are excited to get back on the field because the last time they were here, they took a hard-felt loss to the LCA Bulldogs. And what they need to do is, my first key to the game is they need to play under control. They need to not let their emotions get the best of them. They had the week off. They are very, very excited to be back on the field. And so now they have to take everything they've done from the first half of the season and really refine that down and have a great game. No mistakes, turnovers. And the other key is they want to eliminate the big plays of Amherst. Amherst comes in very athletic. They got some very athletic skill players. And so defensively, the Cavaliers need to control the football, keep the time of possession, and minimize the big plays for a victory.
The Amherst County captains, Wyatt C., Colby Cox, Jackson Dodd, and Trace Ligon met at midfield with JF's game captains. Thax Rowland was not one of those tonight. Cavaliers rotate them in and out on a game-by-game basis, and his night to not be a captain, at least for the coin toss, was tonight. The four captains who met, Luke Johnson, Pearson Brooks, Slade Kazee, and Spencer Sloan. JF wins the toss, defers their option to the second half, and so they will be mirroring what we saw 2 weeks ago, but praying for a much different result as they'll be kicking from the scoreboard to the parking lot that's right to left here at Sabre Stadium. Of course, Nesselrod for LCA took the opening kick 85 yards for a touchdown. We'll see how it goes with Austin Walker having it teed up at the 40-yard line for the Cavaliers on Breast Cancer Awareness Night. As it's a squib kick, it'll bounce a couple of times. Bobble picked up 33 near side hash marks up to about the 36. Ball popped out, ripped out, and it bounces back into the arms of DJ Clark for Amherst back at the 27. That was a loss of about 7 after the strip, but that coverage was really good by JF, and they've come in and swarmed early.
Well, I tell you what, that would have been a huge play right there. Great job stripping the football. They had 2 or 3 guys had him wrapped up, and somebody reached in there and just ripped it out. And luckily, the Amherst Lancers were able to jump on that for only a 7-8 yard loss.
Jaheim Jones, big, 6'2", 180-pound junior quarterback, takes the shotgun snap and a handoff on the end around. Stopped near hash marks, 25-yard line, if that, then pushed backwards. No gain on that particular end around from the H-back, Chris Reed. And JF read that perfectly. It'll bring up 2nd and 12.
Well, I tell you what, the Amherst Lancers, they're going to run a multi-formation, and they run an option-type offense where everything's in motion. There's options for the quarterback, keeping, handing off, pitching it, all types of things. So they run an option-type offense here out of different formations with a wing. And, of course, JF is in their standard 4-3 defense.
Trace looking in motion from right to left. It's a handoff up the middle Back to the original line of scrimmage at about the 27 is Cameron Jackson. The backup sophomore tailback got that carry. Good gain, 4 yards, but it's 3 yards, able to bring up 3rd and 10 for Amherst. And this is exactly what you want if you're the JF defense, a minute and change into the game.
Well, I tell you what, 3rd and 10 right here. This is what the defense is dialed up. They want 3rd and long right here. And Amherst is going to have to figure out right now what they're going to do, if they're going to try to be conservative or if they're going to put the ball in the air early right here.
Quarterback Jones calls for and takes the shotgun snap. It's a swing on the end around and a halfback pass. Left side, floating it down the left sideline into triple coverage. Ball tipped in the air and picked off. 35-yard line. Stopping back at the near side for JF. Is running with the football is Lee. 45 of Amherst. Bounces out to the far side. 40. Dragged out of bounds. Might have been a horse collar tackle at the 32. The referee was in front of it. Does not throw the flag, but JF with a big 3rd down interception by Jack Lee. That ball was tipped up in the air by Cam Jones, and JF takes it back into plus territory to start their opening drive.
Well, that's just what they needed, an exciting big play like that. They tried to do a little halfback pass. The defense read it perfect. The defense got the ball popped in the air, and Lee was able to bring that down and have a huge return. Now the offense is out to the field right now to take advantage of this huge turnover on the first possession by the Lancers.
33-yard return down to the Amherst 32, and that's where the Cavaliers get ready to work. 10:18 to go opening quarter. Shotgun snap coming to Peyton Jackson, and a handoff off the left side. Spinning out of a tackle at the 30 is Roland. Backs his way down to the 25, then turns forward and shrugs his way down to about the 23. Maybe the 22. It's enough for a Cavalier first down, an 11-yard pickup on the first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, great job right there running the ball. That was they were running the rocket up the middle right there, and the defense just was not able to hold him at the line of scrimmage as he broke through and made it into that second level for a huge gain. Good job by the offense.
Exactly the way the Cavaliers wanted their first play from scrimmage to go. They'll see what they can do now on the second. Jackson with a shotgun snap. Lee in motion. It's a handoff on the right side. Barnett from the 20 bounces off the right side of the line of scrimmage. Ping-pongs his way down to the 16. And it's a pickup of about 7 for JF. 2nd and 3 coming away.
Yeah, great job right there. That was their wing counter. That has been one of their bread and butter plays all year long. They got the misdirection. They got the wing coming back underneath. And that was a great 6-yard pickup on first down.
Now Jackson out of the shotgun, and it's a good call. It's 2nd and 4 coming up for JF. Pitch play left side, 20-15, left side 10-5, gliding into the Impact Church end zone on the left side is Luke Johnson on the end around for a JF touchdown.
There you go. That was the rocket sweep. Again, that is their best productive play. They had the outside all blocked. Great job on the perimeter with all the blocking. Able to run that in untouched. He was untouched to the end zone for the first touchdown by the Cavaliers, going up 6-0.
JF 0-for-2 on 2-point conversion attempts last year. They are lined up where they could go for an extra point or they could go for 2. They're dropping in like they're going to go for 2 with a muddle huddle look. Now they're going to drop back as Amherst defense did not bite. They're going to try to get organized and kick the traditional point after, which would be snapped at the 3 and kicked from the 10-yard line in the middle of the field. Snap is good, so is the hold after all that chaos. Austin Walker sends it down the middle, and it's a 7-0 Cavalier lead over Amherst. 9:14 left in the opening quarter on JF Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Warm weather means traveling. Hi, I'm Randy Trost from Trost Law with a couple of safety reminders. Always wear your seatbelt. Don't drive distracted or impaired. And remember, it's better to safely arrive a little later than being in an auto accident. Those things can make a big difference between a fun family trip and a painful alternative. At Trost Law, I hope you never need our services, but if you do, we're here to help you at 777-HURT or TrostLaw.com.
And especially right now,
how easy it is to
they
get life.
did nothing. You ran
what they
plays
don't-
and plus yards.
You should not be getting the very best rate. If you've been needing to buy life insurance, why not buy it from your JF sponsor, Andy Matthews, located right here in Lynchburg? You get the truth about buying life insurance, and you will have an agent who can discuss options that are right for your family. Contact Andy Matthews, a licensed Erie Family Life agent. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Jalen Baldwin on the return for Amherst. Started on the near side, went to the far, and kept his legs churning. He's past midfield. He's still dragging defenders between the far side hash mark and sideline, all the way down to the 35-yard line of JF. Amherst down 7-0. Now 8:59 to go in the opening quarter, and they needed some kind of a spark, and Jalen Baldwin gives it to them on that squib kick return.
Well, I tell you what, that special teams right there. That's what happened last week or 2 weeks ago. They gave up the big return on the kickoff, and essentially the same thing right there. They let Amherst have a huge return right there, and they were trying to avoid that with the squib kick, but he was able to work his way all the way back to the other side and up the sideline.
30-yard kick return. Amherst at the JF 35. Snap, throw across the middle. It's picked off again. Picked off again by Jack Lee at the 30. Far sideline. He's belted out of bounds into the Amherst bench up near the 40-yard line. 2 plays from scrimmage in a row. Jack Lee has come in and grabbed an interception, and he is an early candidate to be your FYA Defensive Player of the Game with the fire he's showing tonight.
I tell you what, Jack Lee was playing center field right there, and he just read the quarterback, and they had a post coming right at him, and the quarterback was looking the whole way, and Jack Lee read that and came flying up right in front of the receiver for an easy pick. Another huge play. Jack Lee is carrying this defense and this momentum early on for the Cavaliers.
Picked it off at the 15, gets up to the 36 is where they say he was knocked out of bounds. He had a lot of spring on his step. He quickly bounced up and was racing back from the Lancer sideline to the near side JF bench. Snap, Jackson, QB keeper, far side, 35. Turns the corner at the 40, and he steps out of bounds around the 42. Good run, first down run for JF. We'll see where the referees say he stepped out. They might even give him an extra yard. They do. Up to the 43, 2nd and 3 coming up.
Yeah, great job right there. And again, that's one of the few times now we have seen the quarterback, Peyton Jackson, he has slowly started to work his way more and more into the offense, specifically running the football, and he showed a good little burst right there on that outside run.
Clock stopped at 8:40 left, opening quarter. It'll be snapped from the JF 43 on the far hash mark. Jackson, play fake, far side, in and out of Jack Lee's arms. If it's from the opposing quarterback, he's having luck grabbing it, but not on his own quarterback. Normally they say about wide receivers, Coach, that they're the ones that have the hands. Jack Lee, he's catching everything that's being thrown from the other team, but he dropped that one.
Well, that ball was high. I think he had a chance to go up for it with 2 hands. He was not able to pull that down right there, but that would have been an easy first down for a throw and a catch. Now it puts him in 3rd and 3 right here.
Xander Coleman split far to the wide side. Lead to the near. A man in motion is Fox. End around give off. Roland slips out of a tackle. 43 past the 45 into Lancer territory. He turned the corner on the right side and gets down to the Lancer 48, 47, depending on the spot. Pick up about 10, and it'll move the chains.
Yeah, right there, coming back again, one of their favorite plays, the wing counter right there. Fax Roland able to run that perfect, fouled his block. And again, defensively now, what the Amherst are trying to do, they got 3 down linemen, but they play 5 linebackers. All right, and they rotate those guys around a little bit. Sometimes they'll bump one back into the safety position, which right now they got 2 safeties, but they're rolling them around.
Xander Coleman in motion and gets the pitch, tries to turn the corner, end around. There's a flag, probably in the neighborhood of a hold. He's dragged down back in JF territory around the 49. If it's stands, it'll be a loss of 4, and I think it's going to be a hold on JF. And if you're Amherst, you might take this. We'll see what the Lancers elect to do. It's a hold.
Yeah.
Chris Moore has not yet signaled in his decision from the Lancer sideline.
Well, I tell you what, they went back to the rocket sweep right there, and he's going to go ahead and take the 10 yards from the hold right there. It's going to give the Cavaliers first down again, but now they got a long 20 yards to go.
7-0, JF the lead against Amherst. Clock is stopped at 8:06. It was a loss of 4, but Amherst instead's going with the 10-yard penalty. So it'll be 1st and 20, JF from their own 43. Still moving the ball fairly well, but derailed by that penalty. Ball will be snapped, left hash mark, fake pitch. Jackson keeps it, 45, past midfield, turns his legs right back to the original line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up, and for JF, that all hindsight 2020, of course, but that's a win. It's 2nd and 10 instead of what would have been 2nd and 14.
Yeah, 10-yard run right there. Again, Peyton Jackson getting himself involved in the offense, and all they're doing is doing a little play action one way, and he's following the running back, the wing back into the hole the other way right there, and that's working for them right now.
Luke Johnson, the receiver, split to the left side. Xander Coleman is one of the backs in the slot. Roland is the other. Jackson calls for it out of the shotgun. It's a handoff left side. Fox has it. Barrels into a couple of Lancer defenders. Breaks tackles. Left side 45-40. Still drags a Lancer defender down to the 35 before he's finally wrestled down. That was slated to be a loss of about 2. Instead, 14 yards after contact and a run of 12.
I'll tell you what, Cam Fox right there, he is a power running back, and he ran into that pile, and it looked like he was tackled and going down. All of a sudden, he just spun out and came out the other end, and nobody even knew where he was. And next thing you know, he's made a first down.
Fox has got very large quads/thighs, that upper leg for a high school running back. He's all of 5'9", 205, and he's the back from behind now to the right of Jackson. 1st and 10, left hash mark, Lancer 35. Misdirection handoff, Coleman breaks a tackle at the 30. He'll drag one more defender. Now finally wrestled. He was going sideline to sideline and wrestled out of bounds at about the 30. Still a gain of 5. Coleman protected the ball. 2nd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, great job right there. Coach Cruz is sticking with the formula. He has his plays that he can run out of this offense, and they practice them so many times. This is their bread and butter. And that's the thing I love about coaching is you don't have to have 20 or 30 run plays. Have 6 or 7 run plays and be great at them. And that's exactly what the Cavaliers have been able to do in this offense with what they have.
JF, Jack Lee, split wide to the right. He's got 2 interceptions, including one that just set up what's now the second JF drive of the game. Now from the behind to the right is Charleston Harris. Coleman goes in motion. Harris gets it on Jackson's handoff. Left side, 25. Still drags a couple of Lancer defenders down to the 22 before being dragged down. But a 9-yard gain on 2nd and 6 equals another JF first down.
Yeah, great run right there by Charleston Harris. Again, he's another very big, strong kid right there, and he ran right up the middle. And what we have not been giving enough credit to is the offensive line. They are showing that they are dominating this front 3 of the Amherst Lancers right now. They are opening up big holes for these running backs to hit.
Wyatt C., Kyle Adams, Colby Cox, and even Jamerson Daniel are the ends. Now a handoff, Roland left side, barrels through a Lancer at the 20, drives his right shoulder into him and gets down to the 16 on the near side. That's a gain of 6 from Thax Roland and showing some physicality driving into a Lancer defender.
Well, I'll tell you what, he lowered his shoulder right there and put a boom. In fact, that corner right now has gone back down to on the ground right there. He took a lick from Thax Roland on that play right there, and he's going down for an injury right now.
Right into the chest. He's moving, but very gingerly has not quite gotten up. We'll see how long it takes. Timeout on the field, 5:31 to go first quarter. JF driving and up 7-0 on Amherst.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right consult who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
That Amherst County cornerback, we can't see his number. Now we finally can. It's actually Sabian Mays, the cornerback who was on the near side, took a vicious hit from Thax Rowland on that 6-yard run. Rowland just barreling into the chest. Mays finally gets up. Kind of wonder if he got the wind knocked out of him. They actually will call it a 7-yard run. But it's 7-0 JF, 5:31 to go first quarter. And you made the observation in the break, Coach, that right now when you're talking about physicality, who's in the lead, JF, but who's definitely in control of the Cavaliers?
Well, I tell you what, we were talking about at the break. Coach Cruz has this team locked down. They are in the weight room. They are big. They are strong, and they are playing very, very physical. And that's what you need to do to win football games right now. They are physically dominating the Lancers right now so far through this first quarter.
We will call it 2nd and 4. They need to get to the 12 of Amherst. Ball will be snapped left hash at the Lancers 16. Rowland goes in motion, play fake. Jackson drops back, has time, floats it right side. As a man wide open and off Xander Coleman's fingertips in the Impact Church end zone at the S. Coleman just a little late getting his head turned around, and the ball was there before his head was ready for it, and it bounces off incomplete.
Well, that would have been a touchdown right there. Xander Coleman, if he can bring that in, that is an easy score. Pretty good throw on the outside from Peyton Jackson on that play, and that would have been a touchdown. But and what a great time to run that. 2nd and 3 or 4 right there. You're already in the red zone. You're looking at 2 downs right here probably. So that was a great play call and a missed opportunity.
3 down linemen, but 3 more creeping up for the Lancers. Pitch fake for Jackson, slips out of 1 tackle, hit at the 16, backs down to about the 15. And now an interesting decision coming up for JF off the incompletion and what is by far the best defensive play for the Lancers in terms of against the Cavalier run, limiting Jackson to a pickup of just 1. It sets up 4th and 3 with 5 minutes to go and working down in the first quarter clock.
Yeah, here you go. And they're sending number 7, Xander Coleman. Looks like he's maybe coming in to take this snap.
Could be a direct snap to him. It sure is looking like it. Charleston Harris lined up to Coleman's right. He can throw. He's the backup quarterback. Coleman is as well. Pistol formation for JF. Fox is the up H-back. Coleman has it. Takes the pitch. Hit. Slung down in the middle of the field of the 15. Didn't come close to getting that. And Trace Ligon, the big 6'1", 208-pound middle linebacker, read that well, brings him down, and it'll be a turnover on downs and back to Amherst.
I tell you what, Lancers needed that right there. That was the first time we've actually seen them be more physical than the Cavaliers, and that was a benefit for them. He was able to shoot through right there. He was not picked up by the blockers, and he made that tackle short of the first down now, giving the ball back to the Lancers and saved some points off the board for that.
And if you're Jaheim Jones, whose last 2 passes have found the arms of Jack Lee, that's the first thing you want to avoid. See something in the JF defense he doesn't like, so he's going to spend the first Lancer timeout of the first half with 4:40 to go in the opening quarter. JF 7, Amherst 0.
Let me tell you what. That timeout, are we off?
No, we're good.
The quarterback wasn't on the field. The offense came out and lined up, and the quarterback wasn't there. That's why the running back called timeout. They had to run the quarterback on after the timeout was called.
That has got to be furious for Chris Moore, who's a VMI guy who was a special teams coordinator there and is now at Amherst. He's preached attention to detail. He talked about it with Ty Tracy in our Central VA Flooring kickoff show about how that's one of the things the Lancers needed to work on. And yes, they've struggled. They've got a brutal non-district schedule, but just those little things. Game 1 of the year, you're frustrated. By game 5, you're exasperated.
Well, I tell you what, that might be the first time I've ever seen the offense lined up and nobody there to take the snap, and the running back had to call the timeout.
So Jaheim Jones now at quarterback and back in for Amherst. Claps his hands, gets the snap, and it's a handoff into the heart of the JF defense. Gain of about 2 on that run. There wasn't a whole lot going there for Jamerson Daniel on the tote. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, a little inside run right there. Short gain for 2. Again, the front line of JF's defense right now, that is just a lot of their strength right there, especially behind number 58, Slade Kazee, and his ability coming off the edge. Great job.
And Jones to work out of the shotgun. It looks like Daniel is the back to his left. A man in motion, Ligon from right to left. And it looked like Ligon started going forward. That's an illegal shift. It's a false start. And it'll back up Amherst, and yet another self-inflicted mistake. This time, the senior captain, it goes from 2nd and 8 to 2nd and 13.
Yeah, those are things you can't do right now. I mean, you had a positive run on your first down right there, and then you gave -3 yards after that because of the penalty right there.
So now Amherst has it 2nd and long, 13 to be exact, from their 13. So they need to get to the 26. Ball snap middle of the field. Foot throw over to the far side at the 10. Spinning out of a tackle. Back up maybe to the 14, 15 is DJ Clark, the 6'1 junior X-receiver. And JF X'd out his yards to gain on that play. Only 2. And it'll be 3rd and 11.
Great job right there. Xander Coleman was able to get out there along with Thax Rowland, and they were not able to get those guys blocked. And basically, they were right there as the ball was being caught for a tackle with no gain. Now puts them in 3rd and 12 right here. And Lancers are looking. They're going to have to put the ball in the air again, and the quarterback better be looking where Jack Lee is.
Shotgun snap. Jones takes it, rolls out. He's facing pressure, fires, caught 20, slipping through one tackle, but that's it. Coming up and plugging the hole for JF was Gabe Barnett. An excellent open field tackle by the third string, the third cornerback on the roster who plays nickel and started, and that stop forces a 3 and out.
Yeah, that was a great job right there. That was actually a pretty good play right there. They threw out in the flats, and they had an opportunity there. Kenyon Thompson had a chance to get that first down, but he got stuck right after he took his first step upfield and gained no more after that.
So Amherst will get ready to punt this ball away, as standing back and getting ready to put a boot into it. It looks like it's Shaheem Jones, the quarterback. He gets it away barely. There were a couple of Cavaliers rushing. Harris, 48 of JF, pulls it in. Now bounces out to the far side, brought down at the Amherst 44. Good 8-yard return, secured the ball, and yet again, good field position for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, great little catch right there by Charleston Harris. Able to field that, get his momentum going north and south right there, get as much as he could, and now they're sitting in Lancer territory right now after a great defensive stop.
2:16 to go in the first quarter. Not quite at the 2-minute warning, but you never know when life will give you a 2-minute warning, or if it will not. That's why you need a life insurance policy from Andy Matthews, located on Waterlick Road in Lynchburg, your Erie family life agent. And it's worth checking out to see if the life insurance policy is correct for you. Jackson calls for it from the shotgun from the Lancer 44 and takes it. Handoff Fox, right side, breaks through a tackle, 43. Still keeps his legs churning down to the 40. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6 on the way.
Yeah, good little run right there for first down. That was a great little first down run, 4 yards. Gets them going in a positive direction. The ball's right on the 40-yard line. And again, it's the offensive line that's doing their job up front. And as long as they can keep doing that, JF's going to be able to keep pounding this football.
There are no leaks right now on the JF offensive line, but if there are leaks in your business plumbing, the man who's in the booth with us now, Clyde Smith, is your guy. Call Clyde Smith Plumbing today. Snap, handoff, and slipping through a tackle, rolling at the 40, then backs his way down to about the 35, gains 4.5 to 5 more, and 3rd and 1 coming up.
Yeah,
what is certainly 4-down territory.
3rd and 1 right here. Again, good job right now. Coach Cruz being very, very conservative, just sticking with what they're able to do right now. They're chunking off 3, 4, 5 yards every run right now, and that's going to put together a great drive, and that's exactly what he is doing. So, again, looking back over the Amherst defense, so they definitely have 3 down linemen, but they do have 2 safeties in the game now, so they are back in a traditional 3-4.
Under 73 seconds, under a minute to go in the first quarter. Snap, handoff, Fox, waits, now bounces out to the left side, 35, 30, turns the corner, the 25, 20, still on his feet inside the 15, and he's pushed out between the 15 and the 10. They'll actually mark him at the 16. Still enough for a 19-yard gain in the JF first down.
Yeah, huge run right there. Cam Fox, again, he is showing us not only power, he is showing us some quickness, because once he made the motion to bounce it outside, he turned down another gear, and he was able to run by the corner and get up that sideline for another huge gain.
And he also had patience, let the left tackle Slade Kazee and the left guard Seth Bell get their block secured before bouncing it out. Jackson, pitch play right side, wanting to turn the corner. On the far side is Johnson, but not for much, out to about the 14, maybe the 13. Gain of, we'll call it about 3, 2nd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, Amherst did a fairly decent job stringing that out, and that's really what you got to do on those outside plays. You got until help comes, you got to string it out. You got to keep pushing it towards the sideline so that you're either going to run out of real estate and you're going to get help from the defense finally coming up.
There's a temporary injury timeout with 27 seconds to go in the first quarter as there's a Lancer down, but on the far side, and now the referees are motioning for the JF Cavaliers, who went to their sideline for a quick huddle session to get back over because, well, the injury did occur on the Lancer sideline.
Yeah, that was a quick one right there, and I guess he went straight off the field, and they brought the substitute in right there, and the referee went ahead and got everybody back on the field.
27 ticks to go in the first quarter. Clock is stopped because that was a play out of bounds, and there was an injury. So JF will have at least one more play. We'll see what happens after that. Jackson calls for the shotgun snap, and it's a misdirection handoff to Roland. Barrels through a tackle at the 12, stays on his feet and keeps fighting, then slung down inside the 10 and slinging him forward down to about the 9, maybe the 8. Gain of what we'll call about 5, 3rd and 3 coming up.
I'll tell you what, Thax Rowland running the wing counter is just a huge play. He's such a big, hard runner. And the fact that they run the misdirection, they get the defense moving one way, and they got the blockers helping back the other way, that's just a tough play.
It is. Will JF capitalize? We'll find out in the second quarter. After one, they lead Amherst 7-0 on JF Cavalier Football, presented by TrojanLaw.com.
Young adults face unique stresses and challenges more than ever. That's why the Forest Youth Athletic Association's mission is providing a safe arena where growing children can learn the rules and values that come from athletic competition. FYAA sports like football, t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer foster a culture of fair play and sportsmanship while developing skills and character that last beyond playing the game. Visit forestyouth.org to register for a sport or to share your time and resources.
When it comes to legal matters, there is no substitute for experience. Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law. We've gained knowledge from serving Virginians for over 4 decades. Since 1982, we've handled auto accidents and personal injury cases ranging from simple fender benders to complex tractor-trailer cases. And we're ready to put our experience to work for you. We hope you never need our services, but if you do, just give us a call at 777-HURT or visit us at trostlaw.com.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by trostlaw.com.
JF a 7-0 lead over Amherst as we start the second quarter. Get a feel that maybe this game should be a wider margin for the Cavaliers. They've largely moved the ball at will, but they had one drive that stalled out on a 4th down stop from Trace Ligon. Cavaliers now with 3rd and 3 from the Lancer 9. Snap, this time Jackson fakes the pitch, keeps himself to the 5, barrels his way and bangs down short of the Impact Church end zone, but down to about the 2 as the Cavaliers now working from left to right from the parking lot, heading toward that scoreboard end zone here at Sabre Stadium.
Yeah, Peyton Jackson again calling his own number right there. And it's almost, I don't know if Coach Cruz has given him the option to read something where he could have tossed that or he could have kept it himself. And that time he kept it himself right off the edge and nobody was there. And he knocked it down right in close to around the 2-yard line.
So JF has it, 1st and goal at the 2. 30 seconds into this second quarter, Jackson waiting for the shotgun snap, handoff to Barnett, dives toward the Impact Church end zone and in for the JF touchdown. That was Cam Fox on that touchdown run from 2 yards out, and it's now 13-0 JF.
Cam Fox with just a straight dive play right up over the center, and once he got down about the 1, he did the NFL plunge right there and just kind of dove over the pile and landed in the end zone for the score.
So 40 seconds in, and the Cavaliers not messing around with that. Will we go for 2 or kick an extra point? They just have Austin Walker back ready to try to boot this through the uprights for the second time tonight. Snap is perfect, so is the hold, but everybody kind of slowed down when the referees threw flags, blew whistles, and it was blocked, but it's all erased by a false start.
False start, so they're going to back them up 5 right here. Have to see if Austin Walker can go ahead and convert this even with the 5-yard backup.
Should be, but should is the operative word. Haven't seen nearly the amount of field goals this year from Austin Walker that we saw the last couple of years when Cam McClendon was booting them through for JF. But Walker gets a chance, not quite a field goal, but it'll be from 25 yards out. Snapped from the 8, placed down to the 15. This kick is up. It's got plenty of distance, and it's through the middle of the uprights. And JF gets to the Impact Church end zone for the second time tonight. And a 14-0 lead on the Amherst Lancers. 11:20 to go, first half on JF Cavalier Football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church.
What
if you
I
want
do-
to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here is more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
This is Jefferson Forest.
My wife's out of town, but yes, I need to get back over there.
By TrostLaw.com.
Another scoop kick from Austin Walker. It bounces and scooped up at the 19 near hash marks. Over to the far side and getting not too far is Clark. Up to the 21. A late flag comes in where it might be some kind of pushing and shoving unless somebody spotted a hold. It's going to be the latter, a hold on Amherst. Wasn't great field position. Now it's even worse as they'll be starting inside their own red zone.
Yeah, that was a great job. A little better job on the squib kick. It went a lot farther. It gave time for the kickoff team to stay in their lanes and get down there and put some pressure on that run back, and able to also get a penalty in favor of the Cavaliers. So that's really going to back them up.
Yeah, it is. JF now is going to have a good chance for their defense to start teeing off. Amherst, they move the ball in spurts. You kind of see where the potential is for this team, but you've also seen why they're at a 2-3 record. Granted, it's a little misleading. They've got losses to Sharando. We saw them last year. They're still a top team in the region for Class 4. JF might face them again this year. They also lost to LCA. Everybody knows how good they are. And then the other one was to GW, another team at the high end of the region. But the thing Amherst has got to learn through this is you can't be having these self-inflicted mistakes, and they've had far too many of them, especially for a mid-season game.
Yeah, and again, they have some tools. They have some skill guys that can make some plays. They just got to get their opportunities.
Jones calls for the snap from the 11. Quick throw over to the far side, skying for it, 15. And off the far sideline up to about the 17, as it looked like that was Samari Thompson. It was. The senior tight end pulls it in. You know, it's Kenyon Thompson, not Samari Thompson. His brother, Kenyon, and the 6'4 target pulled it in up to the 18.
That was just a great little comeback route right there. The corner was bailing out, and that was just an easy throw and catch right there. That's the best, one of their best pass plays.
Second and about 2.5, ping-ponging his way up past the 20 to the 22. On that carry is number 22, Jamerson Daniel, and it's enough for a first down, gain of 4 when you need about 2.5.
Yeah, good run. Great first down right there. Again, that's their big back. Jamerson Daniels, 225, 6'1". That is a power back. He needs to run north and south.
You can see him there. It's easy to spot. He gets the tote again. Breaks a tackle off the left side, but there are 3 more Cavalier defenders to scoop him up. Dax Rowland was there. Holding on with Spencer Sloan. And it's a gain of only 2 for 2nd and 8.
Yeah, 2nd and 8 right here. Again, they tried to come right back with their big bull running back, Jamerson Daniel, right there. And that time, only 2 yards, puts them in 2nd and 8 right here. See how coach wants to open up, throw a ball here to try to get a better down.
Clock under 10 minutes to go, first half. Daniel gets the carry again, trying to bounce him out wide. That took far too long to unfold as flags come in. Might even been a hold on the Amherst Lancers trying to spring that loose. It was not effective because Pearson Brooks was in there on the stop, also Bryson Spano, and we'll see what the penalty's for.
Yeah, flags came in from the side and from the back, Judge, right there. Looks like JF's backing up face
It's
mask.
a face mask on JF.
Oh.
So they're going to get him for that. And I guess it can make somewhat of an amount of sense given the size that we mentioned a moment ago of Daniel, and that'll move it up past the Lancer 35.
Wow, that is a big first down right there. That's a lot of yardage tacked on to the end of that. 15 yards. Puts them right at close to midfield right now.
I think they got him for 2 because that ball has moved up close to midfield, and the referees are conferring somehow. I don't know how you'd have 2 of them unless they're 2 separate, but if it's 2 players on the same one, it might need to go back from the 49 to the 34 as the Cavalier faithful are seeking some kind of an explanation.
Well, the coaches are trying to figure it out too.
Now they're putting it at the JF 49. And even JT Cruz has got his hands out going, wait a second.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right. They need to, their officials are talking about it now. There's some confusion going on. Again, just like with the coaches or with the players, you expect it to be right. Now here's the officials.
There we go. That makes sense. Now they're moving it back inside Lancer territory. It'll be the 39. I mean, it still is a good spot. That makes more sense because the tackle is made around the 24. And unless somebody said something or there was a second personal foul, face mask somewhere else, which I didn't see. I don't know why you would have that. That didn't make a lot of sense. So the referee's got it sorted out. Lancer ball, 1st and 10, their own 39. He faked the handoff, spinning out of a tackle. Jones now eludes the defender at the 45, and then he's finally headed about the 47, but he's got enough height at 6'2" to fall forward to the 30. The 49 picks up 10 and another Lancer first down.
And they are going no huddle right here. They're really trying to mix things up right here on the defense. They got a couple good things working right now. A little scramble run right there by Jones got him another first down.
Shotgun this time. Jones, handoff right into the teeth of the Cavalier defense. And it looks like just pitter-pattering, waiting for a hole to open. It looked like Cameron Jackson, the backup tailback, but the pitter-patter to wait for the hole to open, it never really did, and so it's a gain of only 1.
Yeah, not much there right there. You cannot take that much time trying to pitter-patter and find a hole. You got to hit it and go.
And now a false start. That was an easy one to identify even from us peasants up here in the press box as Wyatt C., the senior captain, flinched. The right guard moved, and it'll back the Lancers up. And once again, we're seeing things where they're making plays, they're moving the ball in certain spots, and then these self-inflicted wounds have got to be driving Chris Moore nuts right now.
Yeah, no, they definitely are hurting them right now.
Shotgun snap. Jones has it, fakes the handoff, rolls to the far side, throws it out into the flat. It's caught back up to the 49 of Amherst. So back there, what was the original line of scrimmage for this entire set of downs? Over on the far side, it was Colby Cox, the big 5'10", 220-pound senior tight end. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, a little rollout pass right there.
Jones on the no-huddle snap, takes the shotgun snap, and whistles are blown. See if there was a flag or a timeout. It was the latter. JF burns a timeout. They are spin their first. Amherst already spent 1 too. We'll take it with them. And what's been a slower-moving first half, 14-0. JF leading Amherst. 8:25 to go here in the second quarter.
You've heard how easy it is to get life insurance on the radio and internet. But what they don't say is you may not be getting the very best rate. If you've been needing to buy
exactly.
Why not buy it from your JF sponsor, Andy Matthews, located right here in Lynchburg? You'll get the truth about buying life insurance, and you will have an agent who can discuss options that are right for your family. Contact Andy Matthews, a licensed Erie Family Life agent. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
When it comes to legal matters, there is no substitute for experience. Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law.
Unless it's like
we gained
serious
knowledge from serving
misdirection.
Virginians for over 4 decades. Since 1982, we've handled auto accidents
I mean, if
and
you're
personal
JF, are you
injuries
just
ranging
dropping
from simple fender
7
benders
back each
to
time?
complex tractor-trailer cases. And we're ready to put our experience to work for you. We hope you never need our services, but if you do, just give us a call at 777-HURT or visit us at trostlaw.com.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by trostlaw.com.
Jones play fakes her down, fakes the snap, fires. Good route across the middle. DJ Clark had it, found an opening in the seam at the 41, pulled it in there. That's what he needed for the first down, but gets the extra insurance yard down to the 40, and the Lancers moved the chains on 3rd down and 10. Shotgun snap. Clark takes it. A handoff this time. Daniel, and a big bruising 220-plus pound tailback, powers his way down to the 35, picks up, we'll actually say to the 36, or picks up 4.
Well, the Amherst Lancers got something going right now. They're running a hurry-up offense. They got the defense on their heels right now.
And Jones, play fake to Daniel. Now flip throw over to the far side. Kind of that Jane Daniels flip throw with his hand. Kind of Patrick Mahomes. Daniels flips it into the slot to Colby Cox and pulled it in for about a couple of yards. And it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jaham Jones right now, he is living on his scramble right now. He's kind of doing some Patrick Mahomes right there. He's kind of scrambling and waiting for a receiver to kind of get a little bit open, and he's trying to get him the ball.
Jahiem Jones, 3rd down and 4, roll out over to the far side, caught 30-yard line, now backing and then into a Cavalier defender, Barnett at the 25 on the far side. That was Kenyon Thompson. They found the big 6'4" target and another Lancer 1st down.
Well, I tell you what, the corner was laying so far off on that. He was probably 7 or 8 yards off, and he was still in a back pedal when they threw a comeback route.
This time, swing pass over to the far side, caught 30, slipping a tackle 25, then stutter stepping out of bounds around the 20 was Chris Reed, and it'll be 2nd down and about 2nd and 4 coming up.
Well, I tell you what, they have definitely made this their best possession so far of the game right now. They've had some help with a few penalties, but they have kept the defense on their heels with the no-huddle offense right here, and they have been moving the ball with short passes, with scrambles from Jones from his quarterback position, and they are putting themselves at a spot now as they are right at the red zone.
They are right at the tip of the red zone at the 20 on the right hash mark for Amherst. Clock stopped at 6:59 to go in the 2nd quarter. Lancers trying to get on the board, trailing at Jefferson Forest 14-0. Jones will call for the snap. This has mostly been a pass-happy offense, maybe by necessity for the Lancers, who've not been able to get much run penetration. Handoff Daniel, tries to go into the teeth of the defense. No, ball popped out, picked up 20-yard line, then pushed out of bounds over on the far side at the 15. Only person who saw it was Jahiem Jones, who was just lying there between the far side numbers and hash marks at the 20. Jones scooped it up and actually picked up positive yards.
Yeah, that was another crazy play right there. The ball come fumbling back out of the pile. Nobody knew it was there except for Jones, who picked it up and took off for the 1st down.
So now Amherst has a fresh set of downs, needing to get to the 5. They're in the shallow red zone. Jones play fake, stops, rolls out, now steps up in the pocket, 10-yard line, drags a couple of Cavalier defenders down to about the 8. And Jahiem Jones just kind of in improv mode right now, and it does seem to have the Cavalier defense a little bit on their heels.
For sure, right there, they're letting him sprint out, and as he's sprinting out, he's either looking for a receiver or he's just going to run it.
This time it's a handoff, and slipping through a couple of tackles down to about the 2, maybe the 1 was Cameron Jackson on that carry, and he picked up 5 of the 6 yards needed to get to the Impact Church end zone. It's a 1st down for Amherst, and they're knocking on the door.
Yeah, the defense right now has really not been doing their job defensively. They're getting a push up front, and that stopped them.
Indeed. Speaking of pushes, JF's defense finally gets one. Jones with the handoff, and he gave it off to, it was Jackson. A little surprised by that. You thought Daniel would get it, the bigger back, who checks back in. It's a loss of about 2, back to the 3.
Yeah, a great little job right there. That was one of the first times we've seen the defense really penetrate on this series right now. They did a good job early, and that was the first really big defensive play they made.
Now from under center is Jones. Cavaliers with a 5-man front, a handoff. Barreling his way to the Impact Church end zone is Daniel. He's short, down to about the half-yard line.
Yeah, he's knocking on the door right there. That ball's going to be just inside the 1. And again, the offense is going straight to quick snap.
And now flags come in, and Jamerson Daniel, the tailback, bangs his right fist into his pads on his thighs because he saw a false start that looks like Amherst might get backed up unless something induced it, like JF barking out some kind of signals. That is a penalty, but it's a half-yard penalty if you're JF.
Yeah, they're talking about it now. I'm not sure what they're talking about. They signaled false start by Amherst.
And now it's a delay of game on JF, and that's exactly what that is. A delay of game is when you're a defensive player barking out signals trying to imitate the offense.
Official just came over and said that somebody was clapping, which makes sense by the quarterback. So a lot of times they do a clap for some type of snap count, and the defense got caught with that.
So it'll be 1st and goal from literally the ball right touching the Impact Church end zone goal line. Up under center, Daniel has it, handoff, and Jones has it, hands it off to Daniel, plunges over the right side of the line and into the Impact Church end zone for the Lancer touchdown.
Well, the Amherst Lancers finally put together an entire drive down the field right there. Again, they had the face mask penalty that was a big help. A lot of short passes. The quarterback, Jaheim Jones, making plays with his feet and with his arms, and they were able to put that in the end zone for their touchdown.
Snap down, extra point is up, and it's through to make it 14-7. 5:29 to go here in the first half, but it looks like there's a flag. There is. It's a personal foul on JF. It will be enforced on the kickoff, so we'll find out how that unfolds when we return. JF's lead trimmed to 14-7 midway through the second quarter.
Man, JF's getting a little.
Spring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right console who truly listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road to experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit.
No
Leaks
huddle,
in the offensive
passing.
line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams coverage create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Dax Rowland picks up the squib kick at the 15. Now bounces out to the far side, turns the corner past the 30, up to the 35. He's ushered into the Lancer bench at the 37. And JF dodging one there as Lancers kicked off from midfield after that personal foul penalty. And it's gotten a little, as you mentioned in the break, Coach, sloppy for JF. They need to kind of resettle things here, down, still up, but 14-7 in Amherst back in this one.
Yeah, they definitely had things kind of not go their way on that series. They got the personal penalty on the extra point, but thanks to Dax Rowland right there with a great return, sets them up in good field position here with about 5.5 minutes left before half.
Peyton Jackson, the snap, and it's a handoff off the left side. Barnett, 40, 35, 30, 25, and dragged down near the 20 on the far side, and there may be extra yardage tacked on. Looked like a personal foul.
Wow, what a great job right there. Cam Fox taking the wing counter right there and just absolutely breaking through the line of scrimmage and turning on the Jets, and then he gets caught from behind, but it looks like those penalties are going to probably be a face mask. I don't know what else it can be.
Referees are conferring on the far side. The flag is settled down at the 21 of Amherst. The ball is inside the 20 over on the far side at about the 17. We'll see where the referees put all this after sorting it out. They come back to the middle of the field, and it's a personal foul, and it is a hands to the face on
horse
Amherst.
collar.
Horse collar.
Horse collar. Yeah, grabbed him from behind for a horse collar. That puts him all the way down inside the 10.
And it'll be right at the 10-yard line. JF will take that. 5:10 to go in the first half, trying to regain some semblance of momentum after the Lancers had that impressive drive just a few short moments ago.
Yeah, definitely a pick-me-up right there by Cam Fox on the big run, and then they add the penalty.
Fox, a great run, a handoff left side, and it's Charleston Harris. Bounces out of one tackle at the 10, but he just bounces out wide from the hash marks to the far side numbers. Still at the 10, it's no gain.
Yeah, no gain right there by Charleston Harris on that play. Again, defense has had their moments. Sometimes they look really good. They had good penetration on that play right there, made some things happen on the Cavaliers side of the football, and that's really helped them right there on that no-gain run.
Peyton Jackson to work out of the shotgun. He's got Thax Rowland lined up as a slot receiver, and Johnson, it looks like Coleman are the slot backs, and a handoff now. No, fake, keep. Jackson spins out of a tackle at the 7, another at the 5, and down to the 3. And now he is down on the field turf and looking like he's a little bit in pain, and an injury timeout coming up for the JF Cavaliers. So Peyton Jackson, the quarterback, is banged up on that play. He's grabbing his face mask as he rolls over. We will assess this when we return. JF trying to regain a 2-touchdown lead. They are up 14-7, 4:05 to go here in the first half.
As a privately owned nonprofit organization, the Forest Youth Athletic Association thrives off volunteers. Volunteering with the FYAA ensures children throughout the Forest community have a local place to participate in sports like wiffle ball, t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer. FYAA depends on volunteers and needs your support, whether that's volunteering your time, money, resources, or a combination of your gifts. Visit forestyouth.org to learn more about how you can support FYAA. What if you knew that true health and wellness starts in your mouth?
3-yard line.
At Crossroads Family Dentistry in Forest, we believe your oral health is a window into your overall body health. Your mouth isn't a separate entry, it's a critical part of a complex system. That's why
14-7, JF leads out of the timeout. 3:55 and counting down. Direct snap to Coleman. Turns the corner right side. He's got enough jets to get to the R. And Cavaliers in the impact church end zone for a 3-yard JF touchdown run.
Well, I tell you what, that was a great job. And what happened on that play right there, the best defender for the Cavaliers, Trey Ligon right there, he read that and he shot through there, but because of the speed of what Xander Coleman had, he was able to beat him to the outside as Ligon tried to dive and tackle him, and he missed him, and that opened up the lane for him just to trot in the end zone.
Austin Walker on to attempt the extra point, and that snap is good. So is the whole kick. Barely clears the defenders, but it did, and it's through the uprights. 21-7, JF the lead over Amherst. 3:49 to go here in the second quarter on JF Cavalier Football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here is more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
3-yard Xander Coleman touchdown run. Back to a 2-touchdown lead for JF. Squib kick, looking for real estate. Not any there. That was a squib kick just picked up by the upback for Amherst, Jalen Baldwin, who had the good return the last time to open the game. Not so much this time. And he's brought down, actually lost 2 on that return from the 34 back to the 32.
Xander Coleman did a good job getting down there right there, and there was too much inconsistency on the run right there. He wanted to go one way, and then he tried to go back the other way, and then he wasn't sure what he was going to do. And by the time he decided, Xander Coleman was right there on top of him.
So Amherst will have it again. We'll see if they go no huddle like they did on their most recent drive, which resulted in a touchdown. 1-yard run from Jamerson Daniel. The big back is in there next to Jones, the quarterback, breaks through a tackle at the 35, spins up to the 40, and now backing up to the 42, picking up 10. That was the backup running back, Cameron Jackson. A little thunder and lightning. Jackson 5'10", 180. A lot different at 5'9", 180, a lot different in size for the bigger Jamerson Daniel.
I'll tell you what, that was one of their best runs up inside all night right there. That was a quick hitter, and it was right on.
This time, another inside handoff. Cavaliers plugged that hole a lot better. Gain of about 2.5 to the 45. Another run by Jackson. And in there on the stop, Pearson Brooks was there. Also for JF was Cam Fox, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, they came. Defense did a better job reading that. It was almost the exact same play right now. And Chris Moore elected not to go with the hurry-up offense, which was very, very successful on that last series.
So the Lancers have it. One receiver to the near side. 2 split wide to the far. Jones, the handoff to Jamerson Daniel. Barrels through a tackle. If he saw the seam on the right side, might have gotten more. Still a lot up to the midfield stripe. It'll be 3rd and 2.
I'll tell you, the thing that's really helped the Lancers is they have gotten the run game back on a little bit.
Now they're going no huddle. Jones, the snap again, handoff to Daniel. Has a hole inside the 45, down to about the 44. Nope, they'll say he was plugged up at the 45. Still picks up 5 and only needed 2. So the Lancers once again move the chains.
Well, I tell you what, they got a formula right now. They're running basically looks like it's just a little inside zone play.
And they do. Jones snap. This time a roll to his right. Sees a man open. Has it. 39. Spins down to about the 36 over on the far side. Chris Reed, the former JF Cavalier, spins his way down to the 36. 2nd down and 3 coming up for the Lancers. And a quick throw to Reed again on the far side. Grabs it 40. And that took too long to unfold. JF's defense read it well. Brought down a loss of about 4. Back to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that was a great job defensively because they were running a quick X out there, trying to get the ball back outside, and the defense did a good job coming off the blocks and got out there just as the ball was being caught for a big loss right now. Puts them in 3rd and 5.
Clock under 2 minutes to go. 2nd quarter. Life doesn't give you a 2-minute warning, so a life insurance policy from your Erie Family Life agent, Andy Matthews, might be right for you. See him on Waterlick Road. Snap. Jones fakes a juke move at the 40, stays on his feet down near the 1st down marker to the 35. Good second effort for Jaheim Jones as the Lancers unlocking some magical formula here. They picked up 5 more yards. It is enough for another 1st down.
I tell you what, Jaheim Jones has opened up this offense with his legs. His ability to sprint out and then to keep the ball and run has really made things happen.
Jones has it, looks to the right, fakes, now throws it back over to the far side for Clark, grabs it, drug down from behind. He was just leaking out in the flat on the far side. Cavaliers had him spied, and they bring him down. It's a loss of 1.
Yeah, that was one of the first times Slade Kazee actually had a little pressure in there, forced the quarterback to kind of adjust his throw right there to try to get it outside, and defense had enough time to react.
3 receivers set, 2 to the wide left, 1 to the short right. Fake. Jones has it, rolls over to his right. Reed snags it, 30 on the near side numbers. Has it, carries defenders down to about the 25. Good job to hold on to the ball. It should be enough for a Lancer 1st down. We'll see where they mark this down. And Dax Rowland was in on that stop.
It's going to be a couple yards short, but again, another great job on the rollout. Again, Chris Reed showing some good hands right there, running an outside little 6-7 yard outside route underneath the corner. Safety's not able to come over in time to help, and it was a good timing throw by Jones to make that 3rd and 1 right now.
A little reset for you as a timeout by the Lancers. They have 1 left. The Cavaliers have 2 if somehow they get the ball back and need them. JF leads 21-7 at home against Amherst on Breast Cancer Awareness and FYAA, Forest Youth Athletic Association night here at Sabre Stadium. But the Lancers, though trailing 21-7, have unlocked something the last couple of drives, going no huddle and really throwing to set up the occasional run as opposed to what's often the reverse of that in high school football.
Yeah, they've really changed up what they did in the first quarter, and it's worked so far in the second quarter. What's happened is Chris Moore went with the no huddle, the speed up offense, and then on top of that, he's really opened up and let his quarterback, Jaheim Jones, kind of take over the offense, sprinting out, throwing the ball, running the ball, and that has totally opened up the field for the Lancers.
Not sure about the kicking this year. Amherst, they've had some really good kickers in prior years. We'll see what they do right now. They haven't done a lot of that so far. Snap on the turf. Ball is down. There's a scramble for it, and the Cavaliers have it. Once again, a self-inflicted mistake. Jones just couldn't secure that, and Slade, because he was there, more right place, right time than anything, as that ball just spun around on what might be a slightly moist and slick field turf, and what a turnover by Amherst.
Well, I tell you, it's those kind of mistakes right there that are going to keep Chris Moore awake at night right there. What a missed opportunity. Moving the ball again, working towards the red zone, looking at possibly getting back on the board and trying to close this lead right now, and your quarterback fumbles the snap.
We'll see how the Cavaliers play it. They've got a 21-7 lead. They will get the ball to start the second half as they won the toss and deferred their option to begin this game. JF 21, Amherst 7, 26 ticks to go before the break. Jackson, fine after the injury a few drives ago, back in at quarterback. Fox goes in motion. He's got it. He's looking to throw over to the left side. Has Coleman open, 40-yard line, sprints to the 45, and then out in front of the Lancer bench, just shy of midfield.
Great throw right there. They ran a little seam route by the inside guys, and Xander Coleman snuck out and got up the outside, and nobody covered him, and he was wide open. Good throw right there from the quarterback, Peyton Jackson, plus with him getting out of bounds, it stops the clock.
Preserves those 2 timeouts the Cavaliers have as they had that 21-7 lead, and they love to grow it before the break with 20 ticks to go. Middle of the field is an option in the passing game. Jackson calls for the shotgun snap with Fox in motion from left to right. Jackson under duress steps up, looking downfield, now fires across the middle, across the body catch. Jack Lee pulls it in at the 39-yard line, and with 12 ticks to go, the Cavaliers wisely just call a timeout to reset. They've got 2 of them. Can't take them with you when you go. So we'll come back and reassess after this 30-second timeout. 21-7, JF the lead, 12 ticks to go before halftime, and the Cavaliers driving.
Gray skies are gonna clear up, but on a happy face.
Yeah, it was
Broadway's hip shaking musical Bye Bye Birdie is coming to Forest. Rock out with Jefferson Forest's Cavalier Theater October 9th at 7 p.m., October 11th at 1 and 7 p.m., and October 12th at 3 p.m. High energy, hilarious toe tap and fun for the whole family. Get your tickets right now at cavaliertheater.com.
Oh, yeah!
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by Coast Law.
Oh, wow. 21-7, Jefferson Forest has the lead against the Lancers after the Lancer fumble that Slade Kazee recovered at the 32-yard line. Cavaliers on a couple of chunk plays, including a great catch by Jack Lee. Kind of had to contort his body, pulled it in at the Lancer 40. 12 seconds to go before halftime. Cavaliers down to 1 timeout. Shotgun snap coming from Jackson. It's Coleman in motion. This time it's on the floor, and JF falls on it back at the 42, and the Cavaliers will have to burn their final timeout with 8 seconds to go, and it's likely just going to be a shot play to the end zone unless JF can throw it and get out of bounds after they spend their final timeout.
Yeah, not sure what happened on that snap right there. I don't know if it hit somebody or what exactly happened right there. I don't know if even the ball made it back to Peyton Jackson on that because they had to dive on it almost immediately, and that pretty much took away their missed opportunity to maybe get in field goal position. Now, with only 8 seconds, they're going to have a tough time with no more timeouts left to make the clock stop.
They are. This is going to be, can you find somebody out of bounds, or do you just take shots closer to the Impact Church end zone? And remember, every second that it takes that play to develop, that's a second that's evaporating off the Sabre Stadium scoreboard clock.
Well, and the thing right now is with Austin Walker, the kicker for this year, last year we knew the range of McClendon. He was good for about 45 to 50 yards. He had a shot. We had no idea what the range is for the kicker this year, which is Austin Walker.
JF will snap it, 8 seconds to go. Couple of plays at most from the Lancer 42. Snap, play fake, under duress, fires, and it is out of bounds, but not the desired result. Trace Ligon, the bruising linebacker, came in, and that's actually some impressive strength for Jackson to be able to muscle that ball out of bounds despite being hit.
I'll tell you what, they're bringing the pressure right there again for the Lancers. Trey Ligon is their man right there, and they are shooting him. He's kind of their rocket player from the middle of that defense, and he's coming across the line of scrimmage every time, pressuring the run and pressuring the pass right there on the Cavaliers.
And now it will be a shot to the end zone for JF at the Lancer 42. They'll snap it with 3 ticks to go before halftime. Down and distance are pretty irrelevant here. JF trying to grow a 21-7 lead and build that into the break. Shotgun snap, Jackson has it. He's under duress, and he's brought down from behind. Ball popped out, but way after he was engulfed by Demarion Edmonds, and that is how the first half ends. So some well-timed blitzes by the Lancers brings us to halftime. JF still a 21-7 lead. They're largely in control, but they're finding out it's a bit of a fight between JF and Amherst. We will see how the second half unfolds. Meanwhile, when we return, Ty Tracy will have your halftime show on JF Cavaliers football presented by TroStall.com.
It's the perfect time to take your car to Meineke to make sure your engine starts perfectly this year. Whether you need tires, brakes, engine repairs, or simply an oil change, Meineke has you covered with certified technicians, free digital e-inspections with pictures and videos, and financing options. They're there to not only help you start your engine, but keep it running smoothly all year long. They're your one-stop shop for car care needs. Schedule an appointment today by visiting Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
Coach Kennedy here, and I'm here to introduce you to the fastest growing church in Forest, Virginia, Impact Church. If you want to find out how to be on the winning team for eternity, Impact Church is a place for you. Here is more now from Pastor Brad.
Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Brad from Impact Church in Forest, and I want to extend a special invitation to you and your family to join us each Sunday at 10 a.m. at our new location in the Jefferson Forest High School auditorium. We are a church that stands on and preaches all of God's word unashamedly because we believe and know that God changes lives through his word. Impact has a heart for evangelism, a mission to make disciples who follow Christ, and we are active in our community. The Spirit of the Lord is moving. God is doing an amazing work through Impact Church, and we would love for you and your family and friends to come be a part of it as we make an impact for Christ. We look forward to meeting you this Sunday at 10 a.m. at Jefferson Forest High School.
Central VA Flooring is a proud supporter of local high school football. Why? Because the culture at Central VA Flooring is built on teamwork, dedication, and community support. Teamwork means the right console who listens to what you want and need for your home or business. Dedication is doing the job right, and the community spirit of the entire Central VA Flooring team behind your project. Visit centralvaflooring.com and drop by Central VA Flooring on Timberlake Road. Experience the power of teamwork, dedication, and community spirit.
Leaks on the offensive line, in the defensive secondary, or with special teams covered create problems in football. Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating knows leaks at your home or business create problems too, like building and belonging damage and lost productivity. That's why you should call Clyde Smith Plumbing and Heating at 525-3313 when a leak is threatening your home or business.
Please welcome your 2025
525-3313, proudly supporting JF athletes, coaches, and all activity participants. You've heard how easy it is to get life insurance on the radio and internet. But what they don't say is you may not be getting the very best rate. If you've been needing to buy life insurance, why not buy it from your JF sponsor, Andy Matthews, located right here in Lynchburg? You'll get the truth about buying life insurance, and you will have an agent who can discuss options that are right for your family. Contact Andy Matthews, a licensed Erie family life agent. With over 33 years of experience, Andy Matthews is your go-to agent for life insurance.
What if you knew that true health and wellness starts in your mouth? At Crossroads Family Dentistry in Forest, we believe your oral health is a window into your overall body health. Your mouth isn't a separate entry, it's a critical part of a complex system. That's why we take a co-diagnostic approach. We don't just tell you what you need, we show you using simple language and digital imaging. For a collaborative approach to your oral health, come see us at Crossroads Family Dentistry on 221 in Forest.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TroStall.com.
Welcome to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers halftime show presented by TroStall.com. I'm your host, Todd Tracy, and we have a game right now at Sabre Stadium. Right now, it's 21-7 as the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers up by 2 touchdowns. It's a close game. I think Jefferson Forest really played a little sluggish, not like all the way, but like they let the foot off the gas after Amherst scored that touchdown. But it's still a lot of football left. I feel like they need to tighten up. I like to see them tighten up in the second half because I think the second half they play a little poorly. They didn't play up to their momentum that they want to, and Coach JT Cruz wanted to play it. And so right now, I think they didn't come out, but you can tell they really laid a egg in the second half, in the second quarter. Like I say, the performance right there was like a D plus. Not they can play better than that, but I like to see them be more aggressive. Make them just win the line of scrimmage, be more aggressive, execute some big plays. They are a better team than that, and nothing against Amherst. Amherst is a good team, but Amherst is really shooting themselves in the foot as well. I mean, I think you quarterback do like 2 picks. You can't do that. So I think both teams can play better, but JF is like a better team. They know they can't play. They can't play at their opponents' level. They have to play at their level, especially like you want to go 5-0 in the second half. It starts tonight. You have to play better. You can't do stuff like this because if you do that in the playoffs, that's how teams get the momentum back, and they come back and let you know you see a tie ball game or you see about a possession or two. So I like to see them play better in the second half. So hopefully, I know Coach JG Cruz is really getting on right now. He's making a good adjustments. He's great at adjustments, especially in the second half. I think JF is really going to turn things around because within the second half, they know how to play. They play better. Defense come out better. Offense start moving the ball a lot more better. So I would like to see that in the second half. So now, next we're gonna give you halftime scores around the area, some college updates, and a little bit of baseball. As right now on a halftime show, so don't go nowhere. You're listening to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers halftime show presented by TrustLaw.com.
Gray skies are gonna clear up. What on a happy face.
Broadway's hip-shaking musical Bye Bye Birdie is coming to Forest. Rock out with Jefferson Forest Cavaliers. High energy, hilarious toe-tapping fun for the whole family. Get your tickets right now at cavaliertheater.com.
Oh, yeah! It's here, the Fall Spectacular at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford. Get 0% for 72 months on 2025 Ram 1500s, or take 10% off MSRP and save up to $13,500. Drive off today in a Wrangler Sport and save up to $6,000 off MSRP. Don't miss the Fall Spectacular sales event at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford, 1750 Independence Boulevard, MagicCityBedford.com.
When it comes to legal matters, there is no substitute for experience. Hi, I'm Randy Trost with Trost Law. We've gained knowledge from serving Virginians for over 4 decades. Since 1983, we've handled auto accidents, personal injury cases ranging from simple fender benders to complex statutory cases. We're ready to put our experience to work for you. We hope you never need our services, but if you do, just give us a call at 777-HURT or visit us at TrostLaw.com.
Got a crack problem? You know the symptoms. Poor reaction time. Can't see straight. Endless financial mess. Apple Auto Glass knows cracks in your windshield. Auto Glass is still locally owned on Allegheny Avenue in Lynchburg, so you'll speak with Harold, not Mystery Man from an 800 number. They'll handle insurance claims too. Apple Auto Glass, your local shop offering fast solutions to your windshield crack problem. Thursday in the Fast Lane, we discussed why Liberty Flames fans should temper their expectations from an aesthetic standpoint for how the football team wins games. Right now, it's just about winning games. Plus, we shared our chat with Coach Mox talking UVA women's basketball. Next, Fast Lane Edmonds with our Instagram. Friday, we share our chats with men's basketball coach for Virginia Tech, Mike Young, and UVA men's basketball coach, Ryan Odom. The Fast Lane, 5 to 6 p.m. ETR and Sports app, 93.3 FM.
It's the perfect time to take your car to Meineke to make sure your engine starts perfectly this year. Whether you need tires, brakes, engine repairs, or simply an oil change, Meineke has you covered with certified technicians, free digital e-inspections with pictures and videos, and financing options. They're there to not only help you start your engine, but keep it running smoothly all year long. They're your one-stop shop for car care needs. Schedule an appointment today by visiting Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
This is Jefferson Forest.
Welcome back to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers halftime show presented by CoachLaw.com. Now, here are some high school scores, updates around the area. As right now, we have a tie ball game between Martinsville and Floyd County, 7-7. Gretna is up against Nelson County, 21-7. Tie ball game between Dan River and William Campbell, 7-7. Alta Vista is up against Chatham, 28-0. A scores game between Cave Springs and Salem. Another scores game between Greenberg and Northside, 0-0. As a scores game between Rustburg and Liberty. Heritage beating Brookville, 19-0. LCA is up against Glass, 42-3. A scores game between Wayne Fleming and Stan River. Another scores game between Franklin County and Lower Botetourt, 0-0. And right now, as we have Mecklenburg versus Magna Vista, as right now that score is 0-0. Then we have Patrick Henry versus Christianburg, as the score right now is 48-0. So that's your games around the area. Oh, excuse me, everyone. Then we got GW versus Bassett, 21-0 at halftime. So that's your scores around the area for high school. And now we'll go to some college. So first, I'll make some announcements for tomorrow for our BTRN Sports Network triple header for college football and quadruple header for Sunday for NFL Sunday. As right now for the BTRN triple header for college football, we have the Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Illinois Fighting Illini with coverage starts at 11:30. Kickoff starts at 12. The Virginia Tech Hokies will face against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets with coverage starts at 1:30. Kickoff starts at 3:30. The Michigan Wolverines versus the USC Trojans with coverage starts at 7. Kickoff starts at 7:30. As I say again, for our college football on BTR Sports Network, we have the Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Illinois Fighting Illini with coverage starts at 11:30, kickoffs at noon. The Virginia Tech Hokies versus the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, coverage starts at 1:30, kickoff starts at 3:30. Then the Michigan Wolverines versus the USC Trojans with coverage starts at 7, kickoff starts at 7:30 p.m. As for NFL quadruple header, as we have a morning matchup overseas, we have the Denver Broncos versus the New York Jets. The coverage starts at 9:15 a.m. Kickoff starts at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. We had the Dallas Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers as coverage starts at 12:30. Kickoff starts at 1. The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Green Bay Packers with coverage starts at 4. Kickoff starts at 4:25. The Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs with coverage starts at 7:30. Kickoff starts at 8:20 p.m. Eastern time. As for the NFL quadruple header on Sunday, the Denver Broncos versus the New York Jets, as coverage starts at 9:30 a.m. Kickoff starts at 9:30 a.m. with they playing overseas. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers with coverage starts at 12:30. Kickoff starts at 1. The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Green Bay Packers coverage starts at 4. Kickoff starts at 4:25. The Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs with coverage starts at 7:30 and kickoff starts at 8:20 p.m. Eastern time. Now for some scores on college football, as we got USF versus North Texas with North Texas up 14-7. Rutgers versus Washington as kickoff starts at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Then Fresno State versus Colorado State with coverage starts at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So that's all your scores and updates around the area, along with some college and then some for tomorrow on a triple header VTR and sports and Sunday quadruple header. So that's it for your halftime show. And I'll see y'all in the post-game show where Atlanta coach Rick Kenny will give you more football in the second half. You're listening to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers halftime show presented by TrustLaw.com.
It's here, the Fall Spectacular at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford. Get 0% for 72 months on 2025 Ram 1500s, or take 10% off MSRP and save up to $13,500. Drive off today in a Wrangler Sport and save up to $6,000 off MSRP. Don't miss the Fall Spectacular sales event at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford, 1750 Independence Boulevard, MagicCityBedford.com. Financing with group credit.
It's the Black and Blue Bowl, Jefferson Forest at EC Glass, Friday, October 17th. Your Central VA flooring kickoff show starts at 6:30. Kick at 7 for Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com. Join us on the Virginia's Talk Station app, 100.9 FM Lynchburg, 95.5 FM Bedford, and Open Virginia Talk Radio Network on your smart speaker. JF Football is also presented by Apple Auto Glass, Platinum Plumbing, Magic City, Chrysler Dodge, Ram Bedford, at Church, and Concrete Wizard. In most things, it's hard to go from ordinary to extraordinary. It's easy with your home or business. Call the Concrete Wizard and transform your place into an extraordinary space. If you're tired of looking at unsightly concrete, then bring light to your old surfaces. Call the Concrete Wizard for free design consultations, free estimates, and fast professional concrete resurfacing. And visit theconcretewizard.com for ideas from other before and after photos. Got a crack problem? You know the symptoms. Poor reaction time, can't see straight, endless financial mess. Apple Auto Glass knows cracks in your windshield lead to serious problems for you and everyone on the roads. So bring your car to Apple Auto Glass as soon as you see the crack. Apple Auto Glass is still locally owned on Allegheny Avenue in Lynchburg, so you'll speak with Harold. We'll handle insurance claims too. Apple Auto Glass, your local shop ensuring fast solutions to your windshield crack problems.
Broadway's hit-making musical Bye Bye Birdie is coming to Forest. Rock out with Jefferson Forest's Cavalier Theater October 9th at 7 p.m., October 11th at 1 and 7 p.m., and October 12th at 3 p.m. High energy, hilarious toe-tapping fun for the whole family. Get your tickets right now at CavalierTheater.com.
Warm weather means traveling. Hi, I'm Randy Trost from Trost Law with a couple of safety reminders. Always wear your seatbelt. Don't drive distracted or impaired. And remember, it's better to safely arrive a little later than being in an auto accident. Those things can make a big difference between a fun family trip or a painful alternative. At Trost Law, I hope you never need our services, but if you do, we're here to help you at 777-HURT or TrostLaw.com.
Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Back here at Sabre Stadium, we are approaching the start of the second half. Jefferson Forest Cavalier football presented by TrostLaw.com. JF had the early momentum thanks to a couple of Jack Lee interceptions that gave JF favorable field position. They were able to cash in with touchdowns, including Cam Johnson's 16-yard end-around touchdown, and then a 30-yard run that got JF Jack Lee with an interception, and then Cam Fox ultimately punched in from 2 yards out. But the Lancers decided to go no huddle, and since then, they have moved the ball effectively. Now, they've made some self-inflicted mistakes, including a fumble at the end of the first half. Cavaliers marched down the field. They had a decent drive going with 2 timeouts and about 30 seconds to go, but it stalled out around the Lancer 40-yard line. A couple of Lancer pressures, one a hit by Trace Ligon, forced to throw by Peyton Jackson that was just mercifully for JF, lofted into the Cavalier bench, and then he was sacked. Jackson was on the final play of the first half. So that's how this game ended. Coach JF with the lead, probably to an extent still in control, but not to the degree they were earlier. And if you're the Cavaliers, you got to be careful to make sure you come out with the right level of intensity and energy to start the second half.
I tell you what, this would be a different game if it wasn't for the 3 turnovers by the Cavaliers or by the Lancers. They have proven they are able to do some good things. They really didn't show us much in the first quarter. I felt like physically they were getting beat up, but let me tell you what, things changed in the second quarter. I don't know, they kind of started getting a little routine. They went with the no huddle. They were starting to establish some runs, started opening up the field, and drove right down and got a touchdown, and that kind of gave them a little confidence. JF quickly answered, though, after that. Definitely they have their work cut out this second half. They cannot come out and play like they did in that second quarter because I feel like Amherst definitely took advantage of some things, and they need to make adjustments at halftime.
So there are 2 and 3 teams that are punchlines like the North Carolina Tar Heel football program, where they have 2 wins against either a group of 5 or 1AA programs, and then they have 3 blowout losses against legitimate teams they faced. This is not the Amherst Lancers. The Lancers have actually hung in there in their games this year. They're 2 and 3, yes, but they lost in the season opener to Sharando. Been outscored on average, JF, 28-14. They lost 41-0 at Sharando in the season opener. We have discussed plenty of times previously on JF Cavalier Football presented by TrustBall.com how that trip on a bus can be challenging. They got the experience of that early, but then after that, 28-14, they lost to GW Danville. They got a 19-0 victory against Mecklenburg. A weird game in this sense. They lost at LCA 50-14 in a game where they had some certainly self-inflicted mistakes. We know about the strength of the Bulldogs. That was also that Cash Gaudio remembrance game. He was the former LCA Bulldog student who was tragically gunned down a year or so ago. And so there was a lot of emotion and fervor for LCA for a game to honor him. The Lancers happened to be the other team that night, just kind of an undesirable spot going into what's already a challenging opponent and a hornet's nest there. But then they had a 24-21 victory against Brookville last week when you're kind of back to reality if you're the Lancers. This is a team, as we mentioned as well, last year that they gave JF fits. They fought the Cavaliers down to the final whistle, and they had a number of games last year that were decided in that 1-2 score range. If you're JF, you have got to come out focused in the second half.
Yeah, teams like that are kind of on the fringe where, you know, a couple more things go their way in a game, that their record could be totally different. And that's kind of what's happened tonight. 3 turnovers in the first half have really put them behind the 8 ball. And again, they are up against an excellent JF football team. They are well coached. They have talent on the line. They have talent in the skill position. And so Amherst really needs to lock down this second half if they want to have an opportunity. And for JF, they need to take away that will for Amherst to win. There's nothing better that they can do than this first series after getting the football on offense is to go right at them and drive right down the field and make a big score. And the same goes for Amherst. They want nothing more than a 3 and out and show that they're here to play.
Physicality is something we will be monitoring when this second half gets going for JF Cavalier football, presented by TrostLaw.com. It's a little bit of an extended halftime to allow teams the opportunity to warm up. We had a longer than expected halftime here because of the JF marching band performance, the award-winning marching band. It's a very busy weekend, by the way, when it comes to extracurriculars around this game. It's FYAA night, Forest Youth Athletic Association night. Of course, proud supporters of JF Cavalier football, presented by TrustLaw.com. They honor the youth cheerleaders and the youth football teams, the Mites, the Mini Mites, and the younger FYAA teams. Also today at Jefferson Forest High School, or in the area this weekend, of course, Bye Bye Birdie, the play. They had a showing last night. They have 2 on Saturday. They have the matinee tomorrow afternoon, and then they have the night performance, and then they'll have a Sunday matinee. That double performance tomorrow is because they did not want to go head-to-head with JF Cavalier football. And let's be selfish for a moment, Coach. I don't get vilified from the Impact Church friends of ours, you included, but we'll be selfish for a moment. Spence White and Nikki White really just wanted to listen to JF Cavalier football presented by TrustLaw.com without having to worry about coaching their own team.
Yeah, no, Spence White is one of our loyal listeners, and I think Spence really wanted to hear the football game as much as he wanted to go ahead and do their play. He knew it was probably better just to put a hold on that, but yeah, if he's listening right now, we're glad that he's here, and we look forward to all the more plays that he's going to be doing this year.
We enjoy having him. We enjoy having so many of you who have expressed your appreciation. We put the broadcasts up at VirginiaTalkRadioNetwork.com, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, however you consume them. So you can check out those podcasts there. We archive them pretty quickly after each game. Ty Tracy does a fantastic job with that. Meanwhile, the opening kick to start the second half, it'll bounce a couple of times, and it'll be picked up by Harris at the 12-yard line over to the far side. Johnson, gets up to about the 25, and he's wrestled down on the far side in the open field, and that's where JF will begin. Good open field tackle from the free safety Ezra Williams, who was also in on special teams coverage for the Lancers.
Yeah, good hard squib kick down the field. The tackling team was able to get down there and make a good open field tackle right on the 25. So JF will take over. And like I said, let's see coming out of this halftime which team wants to take control.
They say 2 goal leads are misleading in a sport like soccer, lacrosse, or field hockey. They could use that for 2 touchdown advantages in this game because Amherst has played JF very well since falling down early. Handoff, Roland tries to bounce outside from the 25, follows the right side blockers up to about the 27-28, gain of 3.
Good little hard run right there by Thax Rowland. Again, he was looking to maybe run a little more up inside and ended up bouncing it outside for 3. And the first quarter, I felt like offensive line just really dominated it. But I tell you what, the front 3 of the Lancers have really tightened down here from the second quarter on.
2 receivers to the wide left side. It's a man in motion. Johnson, instead, it's an end around Fox, grabs the ball, 30, barrels through a tackle, 33, bounces out near side numbers up to the 37. And Cam Fox, a physical 9-yard run. You'd love to get him going as it worked very well in the first half for this JF offense.
Yeah, he is without a doubt their hardest, most physical runner right there. And that was the wing counter right there. He does a great job following his blockers right there. And once he gets through that first level now, he just kind of bounces and takes off upfield. And he did a great job getting a first down right there. So, again, can the defense of the Amherst Lancers find a way to slow down the run of the Cavaliers?
Ball will be snapped from the right hash mark. Cavaliers working left to right. Handoff, Roland breaks through a tackle, 40, hurdles a man, 42, up past the 45 to about the 48. It's enough for a Cavalier first down, and Dax Roland signals first down with a right arm after an impressive run.
Well, I tell you what, Amherst had penetration in the backfield right there. Number 22, Jamerson Daniel, was in the backfield to make that tackle, and Thax Rowland had enough to make a little cutback move on him, and then he actually hurdled a defender to get an extra 5 yards on that run.
2 receivers, JF split to the wide side is Jack Lee in the slot. Lucas Johnson, there are also 2 H-backs. Roland, and it looks like Fox is the other one, and Fox will go in motion. Snap, play fake. Jackson has it. Now flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his left, fires across his body. Sliding for a catch at the Lancer 43 is Jack Lee. Good job to secure the ball and pick up about 8.
Well, I tell you what, the other good thing Peyton Jackson has done tonight is he's been able to avoid some pressure with his legs. He's able to buy a little extra time. He got a little bit of pressure there, and he was able to run away from it, and he found over on the sideline Jack Lee for another good little 9-yard throw and catch right there, second and short right here.
A lot of playbook options open in what's probably 4-down territory from the Lancer 42. Ball resting and now being propped up on the left hash mark. Jackson, snap, handoff, end around, Roland, slips through a tackle at the 40 and runs into a wall of Lancer defenders at the 39, secures it though and gets the first down for JF.
Yeah, big first down run right there. Coach Cruz likes coming back to that wing counter. Again, everything's a play faked away. It looks almost like the Rocket rocket sweep right there, and then it comes back underneath. And what a big running back and blockers with leading the way always gets them typically a first down on that play.
About 3 minutes into this second half, ball inside the Lancer 40. Cavaliers get ready to snap it against a 3-lineman, 4-man Lancer front. Pitch, right side, Coleman slips the tackle 40, stays on his feet 35, and he stumbles his way down to about the 33. 6-yard collection for Xander Coleman.
Well, I tell you what, that was a very athletic run right there for Xander Coleman right there. He actually got tripped up a little bit and had to almost got knocked off balance and was able to keep his balance and keep running. Otherwise, it would only been a 1 or 2 yard gain, but he turned that into an 8-yard run. Great job on that run by Xander Coleman.
Cavaliers waiting to get the play in from the huddle, working through about 4 minutes of this third quarter clock and a 21-7 Cavalier lead. Breaking the huddle, ball coming to be snapped from the right hash at the 32 of Amherst. Fox now to the left of Jackson, and Coleman in motion right to left, and it was going to be a handoff, but the play is blown dead. I think they're going to get a delay of game on JF. It will be, and it'll back them up to 2nd and 8.
Yeah, not the time for a delay penalty right there. They should have gotten out of that huddle a little bit sooner right now. Go from 2nd and 3 now back to 2nd and 8 for the Cavaliers. But again, they got a good drive going coming out of the locker room right here. Kind of picking up a little bit where they left off, running the football. Dominating the front enough to get some good yardage on each run.
Ethan Mandel, the center, has that ball propped up now from the 38. Handoff Coleman, left side, bangs into a tackle at the 35. Cuts outside to the 31. They'll call it the 32. So basically back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll set up 3rd and short.
Yeah, again, another good run by him right there. He's really fouling his blockers. And that's one thing we haven't really talked about for the most part. JF running backs, I feel, are above average on reading and following their blockers. And they have done that all year long, reading the block and anticipating what angle and what side to cut off on the lineman in front of them. And they've done a great job. Xander did on that run too.
Jack Lee split wide to the right side between the right numbers and hash. Everyone else tucked into the line, and a handoff. Fox barrels through 25-yard line, spins out of a tackle, and bounces his way down to the 22 as Cam Fox picked up 10 when he needed 3, and the Cavaliers will move the sticks, knocking on the door of the red zone.
Well, I tell you what, Cam Fox, you are not going to tackle him one-on-one straight on. He is just too low in gravity. He's got too much power in his legs, and on top of that, once he makes contact, he's got a great spin move. We have been seeing him really utilize that spin move on contact, and that got him another 3 yards on that run.
2 receivers now wide to the near side. Ball going to be snapped in the middle of the field from the Lancer 22, 6:40 and counting down third quarter. Pitch play to Coleman, 25. He's hit there. Good open field tackle by a pair of Lancer defenders, Samari Thompson, the end, and the money backer, Jackson Dodd, the captain, also there on the stop. It's a loss of a couple.
Yeah, rocket sweep right there. Again, Amherst has done a little better job on that. What they do is the motion, when that motion starts coming one direction, the safety is coming up from center field, from his hash marked safety is rolling up on that. And so he's really almost near the line of scrimmage by the time the pitch takes place, and that's an extra defender in that hole.
Fox to the left of Jackson. It's Coleman in motion, misdirection, dropping back. Jackson now looking down the field. He's scanning, wants someone open, motions for someone to come back, just takes off, and it'll run out of bounds at about the 21. Not a lot there for Peyton Jackson. Wisely just eats it, and it'll be 3rd and long coming up for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 right here, and I know Coach Cruz right here again probably looking at 4-down territory as they are right outside of the red zone right here. So you got 3rd and 9. Coach Cruz probably thinking of 2 plays here to get these 9 yards for the Cavaliers.
Ball will be on the right hash mark at the 21. Cavaliers have yet to get inside the red zone, and they need to get down to about the 12. Shotgun snap this time. Pitch play to Coleman. Breaks out of a tackle. Now evades Ligon at the 20. Grabs a little bit of leeway down to about the 15. Ligon had his jersey on the far side. Numbers Ligon was holding on to it down on the grass at about the 19, and Coleman fought through that and gets down to the 14, and now it's an easy go for it on 4th and 2.
Yeah, 4th and 2 right there. I tell you what, Xander Coleman again, he has made some big runs on just this series alone with his ability to cut and his ability to keep his legs churning right there. He was definitely being tackled from behind by Ligon, by the jersey, but Xander Coleman with enough power to get through that.
Cavaliers need to get to the 12 to move the chains. And there's a lot of movement on the line. A couple of Lancers jumped. Is it an offside or were they induced? It's an offside, and that is an absolutely painful penalty, Coach. 3 turnovers for the Lancers. They've had false starts at inopportune times. This is obviously a talented team with good pieces here. It's the mental self-inflicted mistakes that have really been the difference tonight.
Well, it really has been. They're causing themselves their biggest problems, turnovers, penalties. That penalty could not have been bigger right there, giving the Cavaliers an opportunity now just inside the 10-yard line with a new set of downs.
From 4th and 2 at the 14 to 1st and goal at the 9 for the Cavaliers. Drive has taken over 7 minutes. This time a fake handoff. Jackson has it. Did not fake out the middle linebacker, Ligon, and did not fake out Jackson Dodd, the money backer, but everyone else bid. It was enough to get inside the 5 down to the 3.
Well, I tell you what, I really like that play right there with Peyton Jackson. What he's doing is he's play actioning Cam Fox across him like they're running that kind of like that inside zone look, and then he just pulls it and keeps it off tackle. Everybody's biting down on Cam Jones coming across for the handoff right there, and that was a great opening run on 1st down.
May not be the fastest runner, but he's decisive, Jackson is. Now 2nd down and goal from the 3. Jackson calls for it out of the shotgun, has it, handoff rolling off the right side, barrels to the Impact Church end zone, and in at the L and Cavaliers right in the middle of the Impact Church end zone for a JF touchdown on a drive that took 8 minutes and 8 seconds to start this second half.
Well, that's exactly what we talked about coming out of halftime. Who was gonna make the best adjustments and who was gonna establish themselves. And that time, the JF offense, over an 8-minute drive down the field, and they really showed what they did. That almost looked exactly like the first quarter right there. They just really controlled the line of scrimmage and made some great runs by their skill guys.
This time the snap was a little bit high. No chance to get that kick off, and it'll be a no good extra point. Holding on to the ball, although I don't think you can return it in high school, is Austin Walker, the kicker, who really had no choice but to eat it. So that's the one dour note for an opening drive of the second half that was otherwise very impressive for the Cavaliers. Missed extra point keeps it at 27-7. 3:52 to go here in the 3rd quarter on JF Cavalier Football, presented by TroySlaw.com.
Young adults face unique stresses
I don't think we have to worry about that
more than ever.
impacting
That's why the
running
Forest
clock
Youth
here
Athletic
tonight.
Association's mission is providing a safe arena where growing children can learn the rules and values that come from athletic competition. FYAA sports like wiffle ball, t-ball, baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer, football, flag football, basketball, and cheer foster a culture of fair play and sportsmanship while developing skills and character that last beyond playing the game. Visit forestyouth.org to register for a
Yes,
sport
it
or to share
was.
your time and resources.
Got a crack problem? You know the symptoms. Poor reaction time. Can't see straight. Endless financial mess. Apple Auto Glass knows cracks in your windshield lead to serious problems for you and everyone on the road.
Against anybody else, Logan
Auto
is
Glass is
probably
too
there.
huge to the crack. Apple Auto Glass is still locally owned on Allegheny Avenue in Lynchburg, so you'll speak with Harold, not Mystery Man from an 800 number. They'll handle insurance claims too. Apple Auto Glass, your local shop ensuring fast solutions to your windshield crack problems.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TroySlaw.com.
Jalen Ball with a loud 4-yard kickoff return from the 32 up to the 36. He picked up the squib kick from Austin Walker on the far side and took it all the way over to the near side hash marks, and they mark him down at the 37, so it'll be a 5-yard return for Jalen Baldwin. Good field position for Amherst, and they've gone no huddle successfully for a good chunk of that first half. They need to, because 8:08 off the clock here to start this third quarter did the Cavaliers' opening drive take up, and they also got a touchdown. Missed extra point, but still 27-7 lead. Shotgun snap this time, and it's a misdirection play. Jones just keeps it himself. Cavaliers did not bite on that one as he went off the right side up to about the 39, gains 2.
Yeah, little tricky play right there. It looked like they were going to fake a reverse with the slot guy coming around behind, and what they had was Jones keeping the ball himself for just a minimal gain, 2 yards. They give him 2 yards on that run.
So Cavaliers defense, good job on that misdirection. We'll see how quickly the Lancers go to the air. That was a very effective part of their first half. This time it's another handoff, though, and not much doing either on that one from Cameron Jackson. Spins out of a tackle, does get up to about the 41, picks up a couple more. 3rd and 6 on the way.
Yeah, 3rd and 6 right here. That is not the way they left off before the first half. They had established the run pretty well. They were letting Jones kind of open up the offense right here, and so far on 2 downs, they have not done that.
2 receivers wide right side. Shotgun snap. Jones fires over to the far side, and he bounces one for Kenyon Thompson. And at 6'4", you'd probably prefer the other route, throwing a little high. Would not have been the first down, but it would have gotten you closer at about the 45. Instead, it's 4th down and about 6 coming up.
Yeah, and they're setting it on the punt team right here. That is not the way the Lancers wanted to start this 3rd quarter right here, which is the time has ticked away, and Chris Moore has missed his opportunity. Defense in the first series let JFs go all the way down and score, and now they go 3 and out and have to punt the ball back to the offense.
This is a very interesting Amherst County situation because you'd like to go for it, but it's 4th and longer. You haven't really gotten a passing game rhythm, but you're down 27-7 late 3rd quarter because of the JF opening quarter drive. Now it looks like there's a flag. There is. It's a delay of game on the Lancers, and now really any thought of going for it has to go out the window now on what will be 4th and 11.
Well, I tell you what that 4th down did right there with that penalty now. The defense was able to come off, and they actually got the return team on right now with the ball being backed up.
Colby Cox is the snapper, and they had to actually tap him to go backwards 5 yards. He was still ready to snap it up at the 41. Instead, it gets snapped from the 36 back to Jaheim Jones, who is the second punting option. Charleston Harris standing at about the 35 to field this punt. This one's going to go over his head. Now a back up. Harris gets it, 28-yard line. Stutter steps, 30, turns the corner, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 36, and a flag comes in. It's going to be a late hit, but probably more for the cause and effect. Harris went colliding into the metal bench. There's actually a Lancer that's down over on the near side. Samari Thompson was in there on the stop. Colby Cox was the other Lancer that was there, and that looked probably worse than it really was, but he was more just, he went hit late out of bounds, but they didn't let off of him, and that's why the flag comes in.
Yeah, that it wasn't as like you said, it wasn't as bad, but it was they definitely hit him after he was already about 2 steps on the sideline, and then it carried all the way across into the metal bench, making it look a lot worse than it was.
And not that was something you want. People don't want to just be running in the metal benches for fun. That's my John Madden state the obvious comment of the day, Coach. But I think it does help sell that a little bit more when you see that, although, it's kind of a bang-bang play, and we get on the officials at certain times, and they've had some disorganized moments here tonight as well. But the reality is that's erring on the side of safety, and you're have a hard time reversing that. Football in general, especially at this level.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, on top of that, it was on the Cavaliers sideline, which made it a little bit worse going against the Lancers. But what great field position now.
This time, a handoff to Rowland, bouncing left side, 45, keeps his legs fighting down to the 43. That's Thax Rowland, would have been a gain of 1. Instead, it's a pickup of 3.
Yeah, Thax Rowland doing that himself right there. Pretty much was in the pile, had contact at the line of scrimmage, but was able to keep himself low and keep his legs driving and kind of push the pile himself for another couple yards on that run.
Clock inside, 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. You know what that means. Life doesn't give you a 2-minute warning, which is why a life insurance policy from your Erie Family Life agent, Andy Matthews, might be right for you. See if it is. Waterlick Road in Lynchburg. Jackson to call for it out of the shotgun. Ball going to be snapped middle of the field from the 43 of Amherst. 3-touchdown Cavalier lead. Play fake, firing, caught at the 25. Johnson inside the 20 between the hash and the seam down to the 12-yard line. A gain of 31 for Lucas Johnson, and the Cavaliers are back inside the red zone.
Man, that was a great read right there. It was a slot receiver right there, and he ran a seam route right by the safety. The safety bit on the play action, and that allowed Johnson to go right by him. And I tell you what, that might have been one of the best passes by Peyton Jackson that we've seen all year long. I mean, he put that right on the money. Easy pitch and throw right there for a huge gain.
Shotgun snap coming from Jackson at the 11. Cavaliers can get a first down at the 1. Jackson has all day to throw. He looks to his right, fires across the middle, caught 3, and sliding into the Impact Church end zone is a JF touchdown, Jack Lee. That is a well-orchestrated Cavalier touchdown drive, and they push the lead up to about 4 touchdowns, 33-7.
Yeah, that was a great job right there. And on that touchdown, it looked like it was number 6. It was either Jack Lee or it was
5, Jack Lee.
Oh, Jack Lee, great job. So he's got a touchdown to go with his 2 interceptions right now. What a great night by him.
FYAA might want us to just name him the offensive and defensive player of the game. Snap, extra point is up. It's good because the hold and snap were smooth this time. So it's 34-7. JF with the lead against Amherst. 1:07 left in the third quarter, and what looked like it could be a tight third quarter has ballooned into a comfortable JF lead as we come back after this on JF Cavalier Football, presented by TrostLaw.com, and we will assess these late flags that were flown.
It's the
They just throw flags over there?
At EC Glass, Friday, October 17th. Your Central VA Flooring kickoff show starts at 6:30. Kick at 7 for Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com. Join us on the Virginia's Talk Station app, 100.9 FM Lynchburg, 95.5 FM Bedford, and Open Virginia Talk Radio Network on your smart speaker. JF Football is also presented by Apple Auto Glass, Clyde Smith Plumbing, Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Bedford, Impact Church, and the Concrete Wizard.
It's here, the Fall Spectacular at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford. Get 0% for 72 months on 2025 Ram 1500s, or take 10% off MSRP and save up to $13,500. Drive off today in a Wrangler Sport and save up to $6,000 off MSRP. Don't miss the Fall Spectacular sales event at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford, 1750 Independence Boulevard, MagicCityBedford.com. Financing approved. Offers in 10/31/25.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrustLaw.com.
It was an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Amherst Lancers. This is where you got to be careful. If you're Chris Moore's squad, things can unravel pretty quickly. They trail 34-7, and Jack Lee will try to send this kick to the Impact Church end zone. It actually bounces at about the half-yard line and rolls in there. That's going to be the so close to kicking it for a touchback. Instead, Lee and the Cavaliers will have to settle for it rolling out of the back of the Impact Church end zone to still result in a touchback. 34-7. JF leads over Amherst now, almost 4 full touchdowns. 1:07 to go here in the fourth quarter. And if you're JF, obviously you want to keep the intensity up. The offense, they've set the tone in the second half. If you're Amherst, you're almost at the point now where you've got to start throwing the ball. And if you get a completion or two, tempo is going to be of the essence.
Yeah, they really need to go wide open right here.
Jaheim Jones calls for the shotgun snap. Nope, it's a handoff. And barreling through a couple of Cavalier defenders. Nice run up to about the 25 is Jackson, the backup tailback. And he picks up 4 is what they'll say, 2nd and 6.
Well, they're definitely back lining up quick and trying to go with the no huddle right here, which is absolutely what they have to do. They got to start moving this football down the field.
Shotgun snap. Jones this time rolls out on a pass play to his right. Fires, Cox at about the 28. He backed up toward the first down marker at the 30. We'll see if they give him that or say he stepped out just before. It'll be option 2, so 3rd and 1 comes up.
Yeah, 3rd and 1. Again, they got Jones sprinting out, which he's done pretty well with that, especially because now that opens up his ability to either throw or run once he gets out in space.
Jaheim Jones snap this time, and it's a handoff. Diving forward, a gain of about 2. It is enough for a first down if you're Jamerson Daniel, and JF will gladly concede a first down in the sense that it's a run play. The clock will move once they reset the chains, and Amherst not getting a chunk play there. So snap it, 31-yard line. It's a low snap, and Amherst picks it up. And Jamerson Daniel, the big back, his quickness is not as great as the others, and he has to just eat it basically into the field turf in what's probably the final play of the third quarter.
Yeah, that ball just basically just rolled back to the backfield. The quarterback didn't even have a chance to get over and get on it. The running back, it was so far off over to the side that the running back had to pick it up and just take off.
That is how the third quarter wraps up. It's been all JF. They have asserted control. 2 touchdown scoring drives. Sandwiched in there was a Lancer 3 and out. And it's 34-7. JF the lead after 3 on JF Cavalier Football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Thursday in the Fast Lane, we discussed how the Liberty Flames fans should temper their expectations for aesthetically appealing wins. Right now, 2 games below 500, it should be more about winning than how they win. Hear more, Fast Lane Ed Lane, where you listen to podcasts. Best yet, agree or disagree. Fast Lane Ed Lane, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Friday, we'll share our chats with UVA men's basketball coach Ryan Odom and Virginia Tech men's basketball coach Mike Young. The Fast Lane, 5 to 6 p.m., VTR and Sports app, 93.3 FM. It's the Black and Blue Bowl, Jefferson Forest at EC Glass, Friday, October 17th. Your Central VA flooring kickoff show starts at 6:30. Kick at 7 for Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com. Join us on the Virginia's Talk Station app, 100.9 FM Lynchburg, 95.5 FM Bedford, and Open Virginia Talk Radio Network on your smart speaker. JF Football is also presented by Apple Audio Device, Clyde Smith Plumbing,
and the guy's broadcasting for Nelson is one of our
Impact
interns, so he
Church,
took a video of him. I need to look at it later. And they said it's a look of a defeated Eagles
Cavaliers
fan.
football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Amherst will set it down to 4. It's a deflected pass from Jaheim Jones. Was trying to get it out into the flat over on the far side to DJ Clark, and it's incomplete. And Amherst facing 3rd down and long and just not able to establish rhythm. Some of this is JF's doing. They took the opening drive of the third quarter down for an 8-minute, 8-second touchdown scoring drive. The Lancers went 3 and out. The Cavaliers added another touchdown drive. We have it at 34-7 now, 8 seconds into this fourth quarter. Now under duress. Quick throw over to the far side. The former Cavalier Chris Reed tried to pull it in. Dax Rowland breaks it up. Reed pleading for a flag, but he wasn't even contacted until well after the ball had been deflected and incomplete by Dax Rowland. And it'll be 4th down for the Lancers.
I tell you what, that was a great job right there, getting pressure on the quarterback. Again, that was Slade Kazee coming off the edge right there. Was able to pressure the quarterback, get him kind of out of his rhythm on being able to throw that. And, yeah, it wasn't even close right there. And, again, the punt team for the Lancers are back on the field to try to punt this ball down to number 3, Charleston Harris.
It's just a catch-22. It's 4th and 13, so it's really tough to go for it when you haven't gotten protection. This time it's a punt. Not great, just trying to rush it off so it doesn't get blocked. Bounces at the 45 of Amherst. Takes a Lancer roll, though, past midfield down to the JF 41. That's a 14-yard gain after the ball hit the field turf on the far side. Numbers, and Amherst thankful for that because it wasn't a great punt. It turns out to be a decent net punt, but still good field position for the Cavaliers.
Well, I tell you, offensively, Lancers came out from halftime in the locker room, and they have not been able to establish what they had in that second quarter right there where they were able to put some things together, move the football, put a touchdown on the board. All that has been gone. JF defense has done a solid job stuffing the run, getting pressure back on Jones, not letting him open up and make the throws that he did in that second quarter.
Fox to the left of Jackson. It's a misdirection handoff to Coleman into the heart of the Lancer defense and really tried to cut to the hole. Bounce back off the left side. There was nothing there. He's brought down, and now flags come in late. There's pushing and shoving, and a lot of credit, actually, even though the flags came in. Spencer Sloan came in there at the last second, one of the senior captains for JF, and pushed Chase Spraker, the right guard, who's a junior, out of the way because Spraker was being engaged in some extracurriculars by the seemingly now frustrated Lancer defense.
Yeah, no, they definitely see who gets called on this. If it's going to go both ways.
It's a personal foul on both teams. Good call. That's why you're our analyst coach.
Well, usually when things like that start, that's kind of the first official warning is both of them get a warning by that. And after that, they're going to start picking people and throwing them.
See, you know how to understand these things. You have boys that are past teenager life, and you've coached before, so you have multiple touch points. I just have 2 7-year-olds, so we're not there. It happens all the time in my world, but apparently it doesn't get better at this age. 34-7 JF lead, 11:03 to go, fourth quarter. Jackson play fake on the handoff, floats it down the left side, wide open, caught at the 33, spinning out of a tackle at the 25, down to the 21. Did the ball come out, or was it a first down by contact? The referees are trying to decipher what just happened. Taylor Rhodes, the junior wideout, first reception of the year for him in a great route and yard after catch, but it's ruled a fumble and the Lancers recover.
Yeah, no, what a shame right there. Your first catch, a big catch downfield, and you get stripped right as you're getting tackled right there, and Lancers are able to recover that. So missed opportunity, a learning lesson for Taylor Rhodes.
Yes, it is. Now, when you're up 34-7, the way the Cavaliers are, they've controlled the ball, and their defense has done a commendable job in the second half after Amherst really found something late first half with their no-huddle offense. JF's really buckled down and minimized the mistakes until that fumble, and now the Lancers will get it back at their own 22. To quote the football coach from ULA, University of LA, in the fictional TV show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, quote, all we need is 4 quick touchdowns, and we'll be right back in this. That might be what Chris Moore is thinking. And Jaheim Jones, the quarterback, who takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and went up the gut, saw an opening, but did not see Pearson Brooks, who lays him out at about the 27 after a gain of 5.
Yeah, a little jet motion right there, and they faked the handoff to the jet motion, and then Jones kept it himself, had a hole up the middle for a good 6-yard run, but again, as the fourth quarter is winding down, they need to have an urgency to get down the field and get points on the board as quick as they can.
3 receivers set, 1 right, 2 to the wide left. Flip throw over to the far side. Reed grabs it at the 29, gets through 1 defender, but up to the 31, it's not even close enough to measure for the first down. And why that's important is, yes, there's 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter clock, but when you're down 34-7 the way the Lancers are, every second is valuable. Third and about 1.5 yards for the Lancers. It's a shotgun snap and an inside handoff, and diving up past the first down marker to about the 34. Jackson, the backup tailback, and the sophomore, has been called on a little more of a threat in the receiving game, although he took the carry there.
Yeah, inside run for the easy first down right there, but now that the markers are set, they wound that clock again, and it's counting.
Now play fake. Jackson Jones has it, tries to go up the gut. JF read that very well. They plugged the hole. And I can't quite tell whether that's because they were just teeing off, getting into the backfield, or having good run assignment defense. Either way, it's only a gain of 1.
Yeah, Jaheim Jones right there. They are not taking advantage of his ability that they did in that second quarter. Letting him really open up the offense, let him sprint out, let him look for receivers or run the football. Him trying to run between the tackles is not going to get them back in this game.
Shotgun snap on 2nd and 9 for the Lancers. It's a handoff, a little high to Chris Reed. Spins out of a tackle. Ball is stripped. Reed falls back on it, but back in the 31, maybe 32. It'll be a loss of 2 to 3.
Well, there you go. Chris Reed right there taking the jet sweep on that one. And again, Chris Reed's name may sound familiar. He was on the Cavalier team last year. He was a very athletic football player, able to make some big runs from the special teams position that he played. Never really established himself as a starter, but yeah, he has some abilities.
And Cameron Jackson, the tailback, was trying to block for Reed on that play, and he's down over on the far side. He's in pain. He's got his helmet off now, so we'll take a timeout and assess when we return. 8:50 left in the fourth quarter. 34-7, JF with the lead over visiting Amherst on JF Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com.
Gray skies are gonna clear up. Put on a happy face.
Broadway's hip-shaking musical Bye Bye Birdie is coming to Forest. Rock out with Jefferson Forest's Cavalier Theater October 9th at 7 p.m., October 11th at 1 and 7 p.m., and October 12th at 3 p.m. High energy.
Oh my goodness, he was totally disengaged.
Fun for the whole family. Get tickets right now at cavaliertheater.com.
What's for dinner? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Thankfully, Jackson was able to get off under his own power, the backup tailback for Amherst. They do have 3rd down and 12, down by 4 touchdowns, 34-7. Shotgun snap taken by Jones, flushed out, rolls to his right under duress. Flip throw called by the regular tailback. And that's Daniel up to about the 40, well short of the first down. And the Lancers will keep their offense on kind of a last gasp effort, trailing 34-7 with 8:25 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, good gain right there. And that's actually been an effective play right there where Jones is able to roll out, and then the running back kind of slips off from being a blocker on the sprint out to being open in the flats. They have run that play numerous times, and they really did a good job with it in the second quarter. In this case, they gained 7 yards off of that play.
2 receivers wide to the left side. Ball on the right hash mark on 4th down and 4 for the Lancers at their own 40. Play fake, swing pass, far side, caught 40, spinning through a tackle, fighting up for a first down at the 45. Give Trace Ligon a lot of credit. He's the backup quarterback. He also plays some out of the backfield, and the Lancers getting him involved at the most crucial moment. Maybe they needed more of that, although they did move the chains and keep the drive alive.
Yeah, they basically ran him on a little rail route from his motion position right there, and he was able to catch that and turn upfield with just enough to get over that first down stick.
So JF with the ball, or Amherst with the ball, just shy of midfield. Swing pass far side, ball through Chris Reed's arms, actually in position. Thompson could have pulled that in, but he wasn't expecting Reed to miss it. And instead it just goes basically ricocheting off the first down stick at the 44-yard line, incomplete.
Yeah, missed opportunity right there. He was open over there on the sideline. It would have been a good 6-7 yard catch right there for first down. But again, incomplete. The only benefit to that is the clock does stop. It lets them kind of reset here on this second down play.
34-7, JF the lead. Amherst ball, a couple yards from midfield, 7.5 to go, fourth quarter. Swing pass right side, caught, staying on his feet, and finally being pushed out of bounds at the 32. A little lackadaisical tackling, and Kenyon Thompson observed that, and so he got down to the JF 32. They actually give him the 31 on that collection of 23.
Yeah, good little out route right there. Again, we're seeing some of what we saw in that second quarter right now. We're seeing Jaheim Jones being able to just get out into space, find a receiver, and make a good little throw. Everything that he throws that's 12 yards and under, he's pretty close to being on the money.
This time, Jones takes it himself off the left side of that Lancer line. Inside the 30, gets to about the 29. We'll call it a gain of a yard and a half. And he stood up there, and the running play from a yards versus clock time elapsed standpoint is in favor of JF.
Yeah, that was a lot of time right there for a 1 yard gain. And now, again, they're not even lined up on the line of scrimmage. They're going into the huddle right now. Those are just things that are not beneficial to try for a comeback when you're down by multiple scores.
Yeah, it's really hard to be able to pull off the comeback the longer you take, and we've seen just these little things add up for a normally buttoned-up Chris Moore squad. Handoff this time, Jefferson Daniel bangs his way down to about the 26, but it'll be third down, and again, that clock continues to work, and maybe it's a little bit of a different approach now for Amherst, trying to get to the Impact Church end zone, but knowing that this game is likely out of reach, and the Lancers likely to go to 2-4 and 1-2 in the Seminole.
Yeah, again, fairly great job right up front right now by the Cavaliers. Again, they're still doing a pretty good job not giving big running lanes, especially between the tackles.
Jaheim Jones, shotgun snap, play fake, rolls to his left. Wanted Cox, the tight end, instead not open, so he takes off down to about the 26-yard line, maybe the 27. He gains one. He'll bring up fourth down for the Lancers and just looking at this point to keep their drive going.
I'll tell you what, that was a great open field tackle right there because Jones made a big cutback move, but Spencer Sloan was right there and was able to make a good open field tackle on the cutback from Jones right there, keeping it at a minimal 1 yard gain.
And now the clock under 5:40 to go in the fourth quarter. 4th down and 7 for the Lancers. They need to get to the 21. Shotgun snap. Jones takes it. Fling pass. Caught first down. 20-yard line. Ball ripped out, but then covered up by Chris Reed. Trace Ligon pulled it in. Very rare that the senior captain's going to be out-muscled, and now JF's saying they've got it.
Well, no, what happened, that fumble made the ball be short of the first down. He was over the first down line on that catch until he fumbled it, and the ball came back. It is now looks like it's short of the first down.
Yeah, that's a good call there. And the fumble, you don't know about forward progress. Once the fumble comes, though, Coach, forward progress is nullified at that point. It's all back to where the ball is recovered, and now they got to measure it.
Look, he lost about 2 yards on that fumble on that hit. And this is going to come up probably about a football yard or a little bit more short.
And the stick is stretched out. Good call by Coach Kennedy. And it's a turnover on downs, and kind of an appropriate way for the Lancer drive to end in what may be their final drive of the game, Coach. They have moved the ball decently tonight. They've unlocked certain things offensively against JF, had good tactical adjustments, but the self-inflicted mistakes have just burned the Lancers.
Well, I tell you what, that fumble, even though it was recovered by the Lancers, essentially was recovered by the Cavaliers because that loss of 2 yards cost them the first down, giving JF back the football on offense now. And they can just simply, pretty much these last 5 minutes, put together some run packages right here and run this clock down.
Snap this time. Jackson and a handoff. Coleman over the right side. Tries to turn the corner. Does. 35, 25. He's undercut at the 26, but it's probably going to go backwards as there are a couple of flags thrown in the neighborhood of a hold over on the right side edge.
Yeah, looks like they're going to get somebody out there on the edge right there with a hold. Bring that ball back.
And now JF. They've made some mistakes. It's not been the cleanest game tonight for the Cavaliers on Breast Cancer Awareness Night, where a lot of these players have pink towels and pink socks and other pink gloves and things to commemorate that. But the mistakes just have not been as plentiful for JF as they have for the Lancers.
Yeah, that's going to push them back right here on that penalty.
And the referee's conferring where it took place, and actually they're going to say it's a personal foul, crackback block. So that will be a half the distance to the goal penalty. Really not a lot of difference. If it's a 10-yard penalty from the 21, it goes back to the 11 instead of half the distance to the goal penalty from about the 21, 21 and a half means it's the 10 and a half. So it's more semantics.
Yeah.
Either way, it'll be first down and about 21 for this JF offense. And it's even less as the clock goes under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. It's less for JF about touchdowns, trips to the Impact Church end zone. It's more about first down, staying in bounds, and whittling away the remaining clock. Jackson to call for it from the shotgun. Somebody's coming in motion. It's going to be Roland. Misdirection handoff. Fox right side. Barrels into a couple of Lancer defenders at the 15. Keeps fighting up to the 18. And he gains about 8. Second down, and we'll call it 12.
Yeah, again, great job right there. Cam Fox running that wing counter. That has been his specialty play. That has been his big gainer on the ground. Is he's put together some good numbers for his statistics this game, just like he has the other games.
Now it'll be snapped at about the 4:10 mark of the fourth quarter. Actually, less than that. We're now working under it. Jackson calling for the snap. Who's in motion? It's Coleman from right to left. It's a fake handoff. Jackson keeps it himself, busts through a tackle at the 20, and he's slung forward by one arm up to about the 25. It's a good sling down tackle from Deshaun Hall, the weak side linebacker, but it's a good gain, and it'll bring up third and a manageable 6 for the Cavalier offense.
Yeah, 3rd and 6 right here, and see what Coach Cruz has in store here. I can't imagine him looking to pass the football right here with a potential incomplete that would stop the clock. So if they run right here and do not get the first down, this may be the first time we would have an opportunity to see the JF punt team.
We might. It's very rare we've seen that. This time it's a shotgun snap, pitch play over to the left side. Coleman, 25, first down 30, 35, left sideline 40, pass midfield, and he's ushered into the JF bench, not too forcefully to draw a flag at about the 42.
I tell you what, Xander Coleman, when they make their blocks and he runs that rocket sweep, he is as good as anybody. He is so quick. He has such acceleration up the sideline. I mean, he beat the safety to the corner and was able to just have a huge run right there.
And it's amazing because, once again, he got to about third gear, but not really the fourth, fifth gear, and that's what's kind of scary is the ability to unlock that. Clock stuck at 3:11, and Amherst won't have to necessarily reconsider everything about their game plan tonight, but they'll need to reconsider those mistakes when they look back. Meanwhile, JF, it's more how they finish this. Play fake. Jackson has it. Roll to his right. He's looking to throw a shorter route over to the far side. Called 37-yard line, then pushed out of bounds. It's enough for about 6-7 yards. Not quite a first down on that reception. Over on the far side. Probably the most interesting part about that pass play, though, is it was Taylor Rhodes on the reception who had his first catch of the season and first of his varsity career for JF that resulted in a fumble. Kind of wondering why the Cavaliers are throwing. That answer might tell why, to just get the positive mojo back for Taylor Rhodes.
Well, I tell you what, that was a good long throw to the wide side of the field on that sideline right there. He also had his tight end Dragon, who was open also underneath, but he threw the outside route.
Now it's a pitch play to Coleman, turning the corner 40, 35. He's accelerating 30, 25, 20. Hurdles a man himself down to the 16. Xander Coleman showing his burst and athleticism there. And, I mean, again, Coach, we talked about this ad nauseum. He's got these extra gears. He found one there, and yet there wasn't enough daylight for him to have to kick into like fourth or fifth gear, and it still is enough for a substantial chunk play. He's done that twice on this drive alone.
Yeah, those two plays looked identical. They had the same blocking. He had the same lane, about the same amount of yardage before the other backside safety was able to come over and kind of forced him out of bounds. He even tried to do the hurdle jump on that and did a pretty good job.
2:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's a pitch play to Roland. Stutter steps on the far side ash of the 15. Puts toward the 10, tried to stay in bounds, but stumbles out of bounds at the 10. And with 2:20 to go here in the fourth quarter, JF will have to snap it a couple times. They're in an interesting spot. They could get to the Impact Church end zone and added what would be their sixth touchdown of the night. And obviously the players are going to play hard for that, but there's kind of some semantics and gamesmanship in the sense that Amherst, they've got a couple timeouts, but I doubt they'd use them down by 4 touchdowns. And so if JF just gets a first down, the Cavaliers could theoretically just bleed the rest of this clock out and end it at its current 34-7 margin. Probably the most drama we've got is how the rest of this game unfolds. This time it's a handoff. Fox has it, breaks through a hole to the 10, to the 5, keeps fighting down, maybe to the 4. It'll depend on the spot. It'll be a yard shy of a first down.
Yeah, great job right there. Again, Cam Fox running his special play, the wing counter right there. It puts him at 3rd and 1 right here. Coach Cruz under 2 minutes right here, just kind of figuring, a score would be nice. That always looks good on the scoreboard, the number of touchdowns right here, but at this point it doesn't matter. They have the game sealed and won, and it's a great job coming off last week, 2 weeks ago. This win will do a lot to get them picked up over that LCA loss from a couple weeks ago.
Jackson to work from the shotgun, a snap, take off the left side, finds his way toward the Impact Church end zone, and he is in for the touchdown. Kind of wondered if the refs would give it to him. And for Peyton Jackson's stat sheet, that's big, because if he's short, you might kneel it out instead. Jackson gets another touchdown and makes it 40-7.
Well, I tell you what, Peyton Jackson getting involved in the run game is another big boost for this offense right now, because really the first half of the season, he was pretty much a non-factor when it come to running the football, but We started to see it a little bit in the LCA game, and we've seen it probably the most of the whole season tonight.
Austin Walker's kick is good as well. 41-7, JF the lead. 1:27 to go in the fourth quarter of JF Cavaliers football, presented by TroastLaw.com.
It's easy to forget we've got a lot to be thankful for. A gorgeous place to live, friendly people, and the freedom to be our
And
best.
the ironic thing is
remind you of how
entire
wonderful
years,
things still are. And
it
how
would have been
fortunate
worse.
we
Now
are.
it's like,
And of
it's
course,
a minute
when you need
20.
fix
What does
crack
it
in your
matter?
windshield, side window, or mirror, you can trust Apple Auto Glass. When you call Apple Auto Glass, you'll speak with Harold or one of his associates, not some mystery man from an 800 number. So take time, give thanks, and when you need to fix your glass, call Apple Auto Glass, Allegheny Avenue in Lynchburg.
It's here, the fall spectacular at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford. Get 0% for 72 months on 2025 Ram 1500s, or
What'd you
take
say?
10% off MSRP and save up to
I might have to. I need to start
and save up to
introducing
$6,000
my
off
kids.
MSRP.
Just wait till I quote the Three Stooges.
At Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford, 1750 Independence Boulevard. Magic City.
Will Smith is going what I would call off the deep end. Woo! Nosedive.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by
What
TroastLaw.com.
41-7. The cruel irony, or maybe the comical irony of it being 41-7 is it's a 34-point margin, not enough for a running clock, but we get there finally with only 1:27 to go in the fourth quarter. Kick is JF leads, fielded by Amherst over on the far side. Jamerson Daniel tries to turn the corner, does a nice job getting up to the 40-yard line. A 15-yard return for the Lancers, and they'll have a little bit of time left to try to put some cosmetic points on what's going to be their fourth defeat of the year. All of them to good teams. They lost to three teams that might all end up facing each other at some point in Region 4 playoff action. They lost to Sharando in the opener. They lost to GW Danville. They've lost to JF, presuming that 6 touchdowns don't come miraculously in 1 minute and 18 seconds. Don't think that's going to happen. And the other loss is to LCA, and we all know about how good they are. So that's where JF is. Meanwhile, it's a good bounce-back win. Or excuse me, that's where Amherst is. Good bounce-back win for the Cavaliers as Jones gets it. A little razzle-dazzle play and a quick throw over off the right side to Chris Reed. Ball is deflected, incomplete. Dax Rowland came over and read that very well from the linebacker spot. Not a great throw by Kenyon Thompson, not a bad one. And Amherst just going through a bag of tricks right now to try to make it a little fun at the end of this one.
Yeah, prevent defense right here. Nobody's letting anybody get behind them in a prevent defense. They know all this trickery stuff, and these long passes are coming at them, so they're just kind of getting in their back pedal right now and making sure nobody gets behind them.
Swing throw to Reed. Grabs it, 39-40, past the 50-yard line and into JF territory. At about the 48, it should be enough for a Lancer first down. They're trying to go no huddle. And, for all the Lancers' self-inflicted mistakes, and they've had a couple penalties that look like frustration penalties, they haven't played with good effort, even as this second half is not unfolded the way they would want. But clock's under a minute to go at 50 seconds, and the snap taken. And under duress, Brooks tried to get him, but Jones takes off 45-40. He'll step out of bounds at about the 38, and it'll stop the clock for the Lancers.
Well, I tell you what, if he would have taken the right angle, Pierce Brooks had a great blitz, a great attack. Anytime a quarterback breaks the tackle box, that inside linebacker on that side is supposed to trick around him right there, and that's what he did, and he missed out.
Jaheim Jones has it, steps up to the right side, no go. So now to the left, 35-30, down the left sideline, 20 to the 15. He sees a Cavalier defender, so he waltzes into the Lancers sideline at about the 13 with 32 ticks remaining in the second half. And again, give Lancers credit. The effort and fight has been there. It's just way too many self-inflicted mistakes for this late in the season, and that's probably something that Chris Moore and the Lancers are going to rue as they review the film. It gets no easier. They've got Heritage next week. Snap, handoff left side, and barreling his way, Jamerson Daniel down to about the 5 with 25 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter.
I tell you what, this clock's cutting down. I know Amherst really wants to get another touchdown right here, and he's trying to get his team on the line of scrimmage here and get a couple more plays, see if they get a score here before the clock runs out.
Ball at the 6, 8 seconds is where it's snapped, play fake. Jones tries to step up. He's under duress, slowing down from behind, but ironically, it's probably a face mask on JF. So while the buzzer sounds that you heard behind us on the Sabre Stadium scoreboard, the game or a half cannot end on a defensive penalty. And so Amherst might elect to accept this and get an untimed down just to see if they can punch it into the end zone. They're conferring with what Chris Moore and the Lancers would like to do. And it looks like he's ready to call a play, so I'd presume they'll accept this. Normally, it's a no-brainer. You accepted regular situation in the game, and this is a little bit unique. It's 41-7, so the touchdown's not going to matter in the outcome, but it could be a reward for the Lancers on what's been a good drive to finish this off and some momentum next week.
Well, they definitely have an opportunity to put some points on the board right here. And again, that's for your team. That's for their morale. Yeah, they got beat. Yeah, they pretty much got dominated the whole game except for that second quarter. I felt like they played pretty decent, and now they have a chance right here.
So calling for it on the untimed down is Jones, rolls to his right, fires, caught, Impact Church end zone in front of the S on the right side. For the Amherst touchdown is DJ Clark, and they capitalize on the untimed down on what's the final play of the game. There will not be, it looks like, an extra point. We will see. Lancers may want one, but the name thing is they got to score, and that's what it is. Referees are walking off the field, so whether you technically should have an extra point or not, they're not going to give them one. So that's how this game will come to its close.
Yeah, great comeback game right there for the Cavaliers. Again, 2 weeks ago, they lost a heartbreaker here to LCA, the top team in the Seminole. And really, like we talked about, the second quarter was an Amherst team that I thought if they played like that for a whole game, they would be pretty good. But, again, you have to play 4 quarters. They only played one. Pretty much JF dominated the other 3.
Yeah, and that's really the decisive thing. JF started the game off setting the tone. They forced in Amherst 3 and out. Then they marched down the field. Actually, the third one was an interception to Jack Lee. They marched right back down the field. Did the JF Cavaliers. They punch it in for a touchdown on a 3-play, 32-yard drive, capped off by Lucas Johnson's end-around score that made it 7-0. Then JF forced another turnover by Amherst. That would result in another touchdown. Cam Fox from 2 yards out, 14-0 early in the second quarter. And even though JF faced a charge from the Lancers, they continue to really assert themselves on the ground game. Probably the most telling part for this coach was the fact that as the second half began, it was 21-7, JF with the lead. They got the ball. You kind of sensed if Amherst gets a stop, they might be able to get momentum and keep this game close. Instead, the Cavaliers went on a drive that spanned 8 minutes and 8 seconds, punched it into the end zone, and it felt like that, combined with the Lancer 3 and out and another Cavalier drive in the third quarter, was really the statement that defined this game.
Yeah, no, they did. If everything that the Lancers did in the second quarter, they had to come right out in the third quarter and pick up right where they left off for them to really kind of get back in this game and have a chance, and they didn't do any of that. They went right back to and again, I don't want to take anything away. JF football is a solid team, and they did what they did best. They ran the football. They were a little better up front, and I think all of that together just kind of took the sails out with that long touchdown and then the 3 and out. It was over by then.
Yeah, and a lot of those little things just add up, Coach, and that's really what ended up transpiring. But the big picture points, you touched on the Lancers, how this could be a team that has won more than just a 2-4, sporting something better than a 2-4 overall, 1-2 in Seminole District play mark. The Lancers could, if they could tie all this together, but far too many mistakes. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers had their bumpy patches, but they never lost their cool. They have the ground game on which to really fall back to assert control like we saw to start the second half, and it really never got away from them in that regard. And you put all that together, and it's crazy. JF wins it 41-13, and yet there's still things the Cavaliers can clean up, but ultimately they were mentally engaged. They had the right attitude and energy. As you noted, the bounce back and the bye week, the loss to LCA plus the time to stew and think about it, Cavaliers bounced back with the right attitude in this game. And yet, what's crazy to think is there's still ways they can get better as this season unfolds.
Well, as a football coach, again, every week, all season long, you want to get better and better every week, all season long. Even by the time you're here, this is game number 6, game number 7, game number 8. You want to keep getting better as you're working your way to the postseason, which is, again, looking very positive for the Cavaliers. They're a very high seed right now in the region. But again, a lot of credit has to go to Coach Cruz and his coaching staff. I mean, they are putting in the hours. They're putting in the work. I know all the hours they've put in to get to this point is paying its dividends. The weight room, just the dominance that we're seeing for the most part from a group of guys on the line of scrimmage that last year were not the starters. So we're seeing some good things right now by the Cavaliers with Coach Cruz.
Yes, we are. If you're a JF fan, you would love that. If you're an Amherst fan, you're going to sit there and go, oh, my goodness. There's just things where you see the tantalizing potential and capability of this team, but it's not quite coalesced the way that Chris Moore envisioned it at the start of this season, and he's having a talk with his team out on this Sabre Stadium field before they head to the locker room. Meanwhile, there are going to be good vibes for the JF Cavaliers on FYAA, Forest Youth Athletic Association night and Breast Cancer Awareness night here at Sabre Stadium. And those good vibes will be extended in our postgame show where Ty Tracy will have your FYAA offensive player of the game. Might be a little bit of a surprise. Nobody dominated the stat sheet, but somebody really asserted himself with complete control of this offense for JF. You can kind of figure out where we're going with that. And then defensively, the game really began with a couple of big turnovers, and so that's where we'll likely go on that. Meanwhile, it won't be a Crossroads Family Dentistry Made You Smile play of the game. There are probably going to be a number of plays in this one, as we've kind of mentioned, that the real turning point, the real linchpin of this JF effort started in the second half. So Ty Tracy will have all of that when we return. In the meantime, we say so long, Coach Kennedy and I do, from Sabre Stadium, where the Amherst County Lancers fall to 2-4, 1-1 in Seminole District play. The JF Cavaliers, they improve to 5-1, 2-1 in Seminole District action, as Amherst will get ready to host Heritage next week. JF will be on the road, 6:30 Central VA Flooring kickoff show at EC Glass next week for the JF Cavaliers, who improved to 5-1, 2-1 in Seminole District action, as JF knocks off Amherst 41-13.
It's the perfect time to take your car to Meineke to make sure your engine starts perfectly this year. Whether you need tires, brakes, engine repairs, or simply an oil change, Meineke has you covered with certified technicians, free digital e-inspections with pictures and videos, and financing options. They're there to not only help you start your engine, but keep it running smoothly all year long. They're your one-stop shop for car care needs. Schedule an appointment today by visiting Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
It's here, the Fall Spectacular at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford. Get 0% for 72 months on 2025 Ram 1500s, or take 10% off MSRP and save up to $13,500. Drive off today in a Wrangler Sport and save up to $6,000 off MSRP. Don't miss the Fall Spectacular sales event at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford, 1750 Independence Boulevard, MagicCityBedford.com. Financing with approved credit. See dealer for details. Offers end 10/31/25.
In most things, it's hard to go from ordinary to extraordinary. It's easy with your home or business. Call the Concrete Wizard and transform your place into an extraordinary space. If you're tired of looking at unsightly concrete, then bring light to your old surfaces. Call the Concrete Wizard for free design consultations, free estimates, and fast professional concrete resurfacing. And visit theconcretewizard.com for ideas from other before and after photos. It's the Black and Blue Bowl, Jefferson Forest at EC Glass, Friday, October 17th. Your Central VA Flooring kickoff show starts at 6:30. Kick at 7 for Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrostLaw.com. Join us on the Virginia's Talk Station app, 100.9 FM Lynchburg, 95.5 FM Bedford, and Open Virginia Talk Radio Network on your smart speaker. JF Football is also presented by Apple Auto Glass, Clyde Smith Plumbing, Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Bedford, Impact Church, and the Concrete Wizard. Got a crack problem? You know the symptoms. Poor reaction time. Can't see straight. Endless financial mess. Apple Auto Glass knows cracks in your windshield lead to serious problems for you and everyone on the roads. So bring your car to Apple Auto Glass as soon as you see the crack. Apple Auto Glass is still locally owned on Allegheny Avenue in Lynchburg, so you'll speak with Harold, not Mystery Man from an 800 number. They'll handle insurance claims too. Apple Auto Glass, your local shop ensuring fast solutions to your windshield crack problems.
True health isn't about judgment, it's about empowerment. At Crossroads Family Dentistry, we partner with you to help you understand your options and make the best decisions for your health. In a supportive, non-judgmental environment, are you ready to take control of your total body wellness? Visit us on 221 in Forest or at crossroadsfamilydentistryva.com and call us today to schedule your appointment. Because when you feel good about your smile, you'll feel good about your health.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Welcome to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers post-game show presented by TrustLaw.com. I'm Todd Tracy, and a huge victory for our Cavaliers as they take the win against the Amherst County Lancers 41-13. For my intake, I think they played great. I think they played better in the second half. They knew this first half they did not play good at all. It was kind of sluggish, but all I say about their defense, they know, well, the last several games minus the LCA game, I believe they've been shutting teams out a lot. So I feel like this defense played way better the second half than the first half, and the offense was moving the ball more fluid from the first half to the second half, and they made a lot of plays. They managed to get the victory, and they move on to 1-0 of the week, and that's how you want to finish. I think JT Cruz's game plan adjustments went great the second half. One thing I say about him, when it comes to second half adjustments, he executes really well with that, and that's one thing you can't take away from JT Cruz. Great coach, especially when it comes to in-game halftime adjustments. He's just a mastermind, and that's how right now they're 5-1. I mean 6-1 right now. Well, 5-1, excuse me, 5-1 right now. So they got the victory. They move on. Now they get ready for the Black and Blue Bowl with EC Glass next week. So what can I say? Congratulations for the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers. Now let's go to a FYAA offense and defensive player of the game. Then I'm gonna give you the Crossroad Family Dentistry Made You Smile play of the game. So for first, we go our FYA offense player of the game goes to Payne Jackson. Congratulations, big fella. Then we got our FYA defensive player of the game goes to Jack Lee. Congratulations, y'all two boys. And then our Crossroad Family Dentistry Made You Smile plays of the game goes to the opening drive of the second half when they held the ball. Well, not hold the ball. They had the ball for like over 7 minutes. So the time was 8 minutes and 10 seconds. So they did what they did on offense. They just took care of the ball, held the ball not the entire first half, but like majority of the beginning of the second half, and left like a little bit of clock for Amherst. So that's how you do clock management. And that's one thing I say about JT Cruz as well. So it just shout out to the players, but shout out to the coach for excellent play call, and the offense managed to take care of the ball during that drive. So your Crossroad Family Dentistry Made You Smile plays of the game goes to the opening second half drive where they had the ball for 8 minutes and 10 seconds. So congratulations to the offense, really. So congratulations to Jefferson Forest Cavaliers. They got the win. They move on. They get ready for Easy Glass next week at City Stadium. So that's all for your intake for the game. I mean, what can I say? Dominate game, you get the win. So next, I'm going to give you halftime scores around the area along with college football. Next, this is the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers post-game show presented by TrustLaw.com.
An underrated rivalry returns on the latest edition of Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrustLaw.com. Join us for the Black and Blue Bowl this Friday, October 17th. The JF Cavaliers visit the EC Glass Hilltoppers. Your Central VA Flooring Kickoff Show begins at 6:30 on the Virginia's Talk Station app, 100.9 FM Lynchburg, 95.5 FM Bedford, and Open Virginia Talk Radio Network on your smart speaker. JF Football is also presented by Andy Matthews Insurance Agency, Forest Youth Athletic Association, Meineke Car Care, and Crossroads Family Dentistry.
It's here, the Fall Spectacular at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford. Get 0% for 72 months on 2025 Ram 1500s, or take 10% off MSRP and save up to $13,500. Drive off today in a Wrangler Sport and save up to $6,000 off MSRP. Don't miss the Fall Spectacular sales event at Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bedford, 1750 Independence Boulevard, MagicCityBedford.com. Financing with approved credit. See dealer for details. Offers end 10/31/25.
It's the perfect time to take your car to Meineke to make sure your engine starts perfectly this year. Whether you need tires, brakes, engine repairs, or simply an oil change, Meineke has you covered with certified technicians, free digital e-inspections with pictures and videos, and financing options. They're there to not only help you start your engine, but keep it running smoothly all year long. They're your one-stop shop for car care needs. Schedule an appointment today by visiting Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
In most things, it's hard to go from ordinary to extraordinary. It's easy with your home or business. Call the Concrete Wizard and transform your place into an extraordinary space. If you're tired of looking at unsightly concrete, then bring light to your old surfaces. Call the Concrete Wizard for free design consultations, free estimates, and fast professional concrete resurfacing. And visit theconcretewizard.com for ideas from other before and after photos.
This is Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football presented by TrostLaw.com.
Welcome back to the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers post-game show presented by TrostLaw.com. Now, here are some final scores, high school final scores around the area as Floyd County gets the win over Martinsville 25-14. Gretna gets the win over Nelson County 42-7. Den River beats out Wayne Campbell 22-16. Alta Vista dominated against Chatham 65-6. Close ball game as Salem beats Cave Springs 24-20. As Williamsburg gets the win over Northside 14-7. Shocking win. Liberty Bedford Minutemen beats Rustburg Red Devils 34-29. Harris get the dominating win as they beat Brookville 32-0. GW gets the win over Bassett 28-0. Magna Vista gets the dominating win over Mecklenburg 68-20. LCA moves on with another win as they beat Glass 42-3. William Fleming gets the win over Stan River 27-7. And Lord Botetourt gets the win over Franklin County 26-14. So as Jefferson Forest beat Amherst 41-13, everybody remember that. So that's your high school scores around the area. Let's go with some BTRN college football for tomorrow and Sunday, as we got a triple header for college football, as we got Ohio State versus Illinois. Cover starts at 11:30. Kickoff starts at 12. Virginia Tech Hokies versus the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Cover starts at 1:30. Kickoff starts at 3:30. The Michigan Wolverines versus the USC Trojans will cover starts at 7. Kickoff starts at 7:30. As I said before, with Ohio State versus Illinois, will cover starts at 11:30. Kickoff starts at 12. Virginia Tech Hokies versus the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets will cover starts at 1:30. Kickoff starts at 3:30. Then the Michigan Wolverines versus the USC Trojans will cover starts at 7. Then kickoff starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And now for our Sunday quadruple header, as we got a game overseas with the Denver Broncos versus the New York Jets. Will cover starts at 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. With kickoff starts at 9:30 a.m. Then we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers. Will cover starts at 12:30. Kickoff starts at 1. The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Green Bay Packers, as cover starts at 4. Kickoff starts at 4:25. Then the Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs with kickoff starts at 7:30. And cover starts at 7:30. Kickoff starts at 8:20. As I say this again, the Denver Broncos versus the New York Jets with kickoff starts at 9:30. Cover starts at 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. The Dallas Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers with kickoff starts at 1. Cover starts at 12:30. Then the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Green Bay Packers, with kickoff starts at 4:25 p.m. Eastern Time. Cover starts at 4. Then Sunday night game, a primetime Sunday night game with Detroit Lions versus the Kansas City Chiefs, with cover starts at 7:30. Kickoff starts at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. That's your quadruple header for Sunday night football. As some scores around for college football on a Friday night, as we got 24 South Florida versus North Texas, 28-21 as North South Florida is up. Rutgers versus Washington as almost in the first quarter, where Rutgers is up against Washington 10-0. Then you got Fresno State versus Colorado State, as right now Colorado State is up by 2 touchdowns at the end of the first quarter, 14-0. So that's it, everyone, for your scores, your VTRN, college football triple header and quadruple header for Sunday. So that is our post-game show, everyone. I really appreciate y'all for listening. So thank you for joining tonight on the Jefferson Forest Cavaliers post-game show presented by TrustLaw.com. We'll send it back to our regular programming on WIKO. I'm Todd Tracy. Thanks for listening, and we'll see y'all next week. Good night, everyone.
Stanford General Manager Andrew Luck, the former #1 NFL draft pick, joined the Fast Lane and discussed how he vets players who are just about money from ones who value the full Stanford experience.
System, let's go. It's the country we live in. Our academic threshold and rigor sort of is an amazing filtering system. We gotta. There's not that many guys a year that qualify, and we got to go find them and make sure we're putting a compelling, holistic offer in front of them. Scholarship, ability to come to the what I believe. People say one of the best. I think it's the best university in the world and part of the coolest athletic department in the world. Shoot, went to Paris, but look, NIL matters. I don't think we need to act like it doesn't matter. It's part of our world, and we're certainly embracing it. Again, resonant with our values and academic integrity, but a college scholarship matters.
Join us for the Fast Lane weekday afternoons, 5 to 6 p.m. on the VTRN Sports app, 93.3 FM, and ask your smart speaker, Open VTRN Sports. And if you miss it, Fast Lane Edley, wherever you listen to podcasts. Whether it's here at Lynchburg City Stadium, where we are for our TrustLaw.com Fast Take, or any other venue in college football or high school football, trust and performance as we enter Week 3 can be rooted in how teams look in the offensive lines. The trust in the Virginia Cavaliers right now is because their offensive line has performed very well through the first couple games, despite 3 injuries at offensive tackle. Meanwhile, the lack of performance for teams like Liberty and Virginia Tech is why there's still concern heading into Week 3. It's the Black and Blue Bowl, Jefferson Forest at EC Glass, Friday, October 17th. Your Central VA Flooring kickoff show starts at 6:30. Kick at 7 for Jefferson Forest Cavaliers football, presented by TrustLaw.com. Join us on the Virginia's Talk Station app, 100.9 FM Lynchburg, 95.5 FM Bedford, and Open Virginia Talk Radio Network on your smart speaker. JF Football is also presented by Apple Auto Glass, Clyde Smith Plumbing, Magic City Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Bedford, Impact Church, and the Concrete Wizard.
These allegations at the appropriate time and in an appropriate way.